What's up, everybody? What is going on? Welcome back to yet another. Say that again, Jolie.
Oh, hello.
Oh, I was just telling you guys, welcome back. Welcome back to yet another episode of the Ladies First panel over here on my channel. All right. Whether you're new or you're old, please go ahead and hit the like button. All right. Also, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Don't just subscribe to me. Make sure that you subscribe to all of the ladies. And if you like to follow us on other platforms, then feel free to follow us there on Twitter, Instagram, Bondy Blue, Jaylee's Corner, Jami ThatsMe, and Necey Dixon. We also have a Ladies First Instagram and Twitter. Okay, so you definitely can find us over there on Instagram and Twitter. All right, so we are definitely going to be getting into some things today. All right, got a few things that we're going to be talking about. But how are you ladies on this wonderful Thursday? How's it going? How's life?
I'm amazed.
How's the weather? Amazing.
Oh, hot. Yeah, that's one thing. It's hot.
It's hot here.
And I'm not changing my last name on YouTube. Somebody asked. And people keep asking me that. I'm not. Necey Dixon is a brand.
Why they think you gonna change your
Period. I was just gonna say that.
Yeah, Necey Dixon is a brand. I'm not changing my name.
Can y'all stop being so misogynistic? Like, Jesus Christ.
Because it's still Beyonce Knowles until it was Knowles
Carter.
Carter.
Any person who got famous ever changed their name when they get married? They feel like
Kim, Jada Pinkett Smith, Kim Kardashian West. But I mean, that's different because they have famous husbands. I mean, y'all don't really need to know me as anything other than Necey Dixon, right?
They brand wasn't really like they brand wasn't their name, whereas like your channel name is Necey Dixon, so it wouldn't make sense to change your channel name.
Right. Yeah, that's a lot.
You know what I'm saying?
And Necey Dixon has been my name like since I've had a social media. Like it was just Necey Dixon, so that's gonna be my social media name.
Period.
But you can put like your married name if you want to, but your brand will still be because like my sister got married, she changed her name, but she still, you know what I'm saying? Regular like no, it's like it's not, it's my husband's name. That's what it is. But I'm not going. Don't come on my channel saying, "Hey, no, call me Necey Dixon over here." Don't you call me Necey Dixon?
Right?
Yeah, right.
My business like that.
Lyric, what your real name is? He had no idea.
Oh, really?
Yes, he said he loved that name. But yes, no, leave that lady alone. Why y'all be like that? Like y'all so weird.
Exactly.
Like,
don't be weird. Don't be weird, people. Don't be weird. Yeah. All right, guys. So there's that. Necey's not changing her name, so please don't ask anymore. We're not changing our names, so please don't ask anymore. Child, I ain't been asking, but I wanted to throw that in there anyway. So we're about to get into one question for the OLFP. So let's go ahead and get into that. All right. So this question is coming in by way of the neighborhood talk. It is asking, is unfollowing people you no longer in contact with petty? Someone told me that I'm petty because if you're not in my life no more, I'm going to remove you from everything. If the friendship or relationship is done, like I just see no reason to follow you. Like, why would I want to see you? Like, that's not adding up for me. I don't know. It for me.
Excites me.
It never be that deep for me. Everybody different. It never be that deep for me to really just unfollow people, But I will say this: if I find out you unfollowed me and you're now an ex-friend or something, then I'm gonna follow through. But initially, I don't unfollow. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just never really see the big deal in that because with friendships, yeah, y'all may not be cool now, but y'all may get cool later. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it was a misunderstanding. People grow and, y'all back cool. Okay, well, then y'all back to following each other. But relationship, I feel maybe I don't unfollow them because I don't want them to unfollow me because you're going to witness whatever glow up I give you. Like,
right.
Yeah,
right.
But it don't be that deep for me to unfollow. What are y'all thoughts?
I use that mute button.
I'm going to just, you know what?
Good friend. True. That's a good friend.
I mute stories. I mute post. So that way it's like, I don't really fool with you. I don't need to see you. But if I unfollow you, I don't want you to think I'm pressed. Because like Jamie said, I want you to bear witness to everything. So I'll just mute you so I don't have to see you. So you go
right. Because of like no temptation and no triggering, right? Not putting you in your feelings about anything. But also some people like they'll turn around and make their page private and you probably just want to check up on them every three to 6 months or something. So why unfollow? I want to know. Go ahead.
I'm gonna just say, and it's gonna sound fucked up to everybody, but honestly, I have so many people on my social media. I don't have time to unfollow any of you motherfuckers. I don't even care. Like, I unfollowed one person, and it was because they unfollowed me first, and I noticed that they did. And I was like, well, bitch, I don't need to follow you either. I don't know what the fuck we doing then. But other than that, like, bro, I got so many people following me, and that I follow. I don't give a fuck. See all this fabulousness, nigga. It's always gonna be amazing. It's always gonna be extra.
See, I don't follow people often anyway. So, and I don't fall out with folk either. So, like, people I'm cool with now, like, we ain't gonna fall out, so I ain't really worried about it. But, like, I'll unfollow, like, famous folk. But I don't unfollow, like, I don't fall out with folks. So, for me, it doesn't make any sense. I'm like, so it's weird. But I also think it's not petty. I think there's nothing wrong with if someone's done in your life, like, let it be done. Like, I don't need to see you at all. So, you know, so unfollow one and be blessed. So I'd be like, whatever. I don't like people following me. I'm private. Because people be nosy and shit. So I'd be like, no.
I'll tell you one thing. I will unfollow you if I don't like what you posting. If you posting too fucking much. Or if I just disagree with if I see you in somebody else saying some bullshit, I'm gonna not only will I unfollow you, but depending on what you say, I'll block you too. Because I don't want your energy on my shit.
I'll unfollow over some political shit.
Oh yeah, that's I
will unfollow. Yep, I'll unfollow over some political shit, like when it came to the Black Lives Matter stuff, when it came to this Roe versus Wade stuff.
Yeah,
I'll unfollow for that. But if we just had beef, you can get muted. I don't care.
When was the last time y'all? When was the last time y'all actually unfollowed
a person?
Yeah. Like a person you knew. I'm sorry, not like a celeb or like a person you knew.
My friend, a guy I've known, we've known since like elementary school, and he was like when the election was going on. He made like a Trump support post, and I was like, damn, like, because I like know him, his wife, you know what I'm saying, my mom, his mom, like work. I was like, I can't do it. I ain't spoke to him since, but I'm like, I will unfollow somebody who I've known from like back in the day, and it's just like on Facebook or what. Like I like we don't talk to all. I'm like, okay, so I'll unfollow that if I feel like either we don't talk at all. Like you follow me, we don't talk, and you post bullshit. I have to unfollow you because I also don't like my timeline being consumed with too much shit I don't care about. So I'm like, and that was so whenever that the man, because I like to say the thing, when that man when it was the re-election stuff. That's when I unfollowed my friend, and I was like, you know, peace be unto you.
I haven't unfollowed nobody in a long time, but I will say, I told y'all, like, I wonder how many of the people watching live have been here through all the episodes, because I've told, when we talked about friendships, I told y'all about one of my friends, something crazy was happening. She'll call me like every couple of years or something like that. I told y'all that. Every time she fall off of social media, she creates a new account, and if somebody else tags her, then I'll block her because my account is public. I made a public account once I start making YouTube videos, so I will block her. I'll block her before she can even follow me.
So I unblocked somebody. I'm sorry, not unblocked. I unfollowed somebody recently, y'all. Now that I think about it. Oh wow. So it was petty. I have been debating about doing it for a minute. Y'all, this is a moment for y'all to check me and tell me if I was wrong. Not that I'm going to care or go back and follow, but it's great to hear others' opinions. So this is why I felt the way. It got something to do with Bondy. So there's this friend that I haven't talked to in a minute, right? And I just noticed they've always followed Bondy. I know that. And it's like every post Bondy makes, they like and they make comments. But I noticed you aren't returning the same favor as I've been growing in the space that I'm in. And I just have been debating, like, BIT, what is this? Like, if you're not going to like anything and you actually know me personally, then why the f are you over here? Well, let me skip to my Lou and untap you. So now I'm not following this person. They'll figure it out at some point. But was I wrong? Am I the asshole?
I hate
I don't
that
think.
I'm a part of
Go
it.
ahead, Bondy.
Yeah.
I hate that I'm a part of it. Because I hate. I feel like people do that. People be trying to use me against y'all in certain ways, and I don't really like that shit. That don't make me feel good. But I'ma just say no, you're not wrong, because that's cool for people to support me. But no, I would appreciate that they would also support all of you, but especially if they personally know you. Like, no, I don't think you're wrong. And to me,
It
that
still
it
has my
also
number
comes
till this
off like
day.
passive aggressive hate, like they mad that you were able to get where you got. So it's like I can't like shit 'cause I'm low key mad about it.
And one thing about me, I get to a place where I'm like, I enjoy when people keep that same energy. Like,
Yeah.
I've been like that since like high school and stuff. Like, and it's just so like small, so minor. Just like going to a high school where it was predominantly white cheerleaders on the team. And a lot of people not assuming you would make the cheerleading team only to go on to be captain. But anyway, girl, yeah, we reliving the high school days right now. So when I did make the team, people wanted to talk. And it's like, I want you to have the same energy you were before. Like, don't talk to me now. Go to college. When I get to college, didn't really talk to me. But then once I pledged and I crossed, then it's all, hey, no. Sorry. I want you to be who you were. So as I grow in whatever space I'm supposed to grow in, be who you were. If you are already there and it was genuine, it's going to be good. But people are able to notice when you're being fake. You know what I'm saying? So no, you good? I see you. What's up? How you doing? That's what's up. Okay, let's keep it
like
moving.
with y'all friends and like y'all talking stuff. Like, did you ask them like, why you be on, like why you don't be like they y'all? Because like it's folks you can know that you like, them, but you don't know them, but you know them.
No. We went to college together. We talked on the phone like all the time, like all the periodically time.
I would ask.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't
conversation.
Yeah, I haven't talked to them in maybe like 2 years. I think.
Yeah, I'm about to tell you, don't even have no conversation about that, because people don't be.
Yeah, that's nothing to talk about. When you got issues, you call. But then I see you. I just want you to know I see you.
That's the type of shit that people don't even want to.
I see you. It's cute.
I do think you was tripping with the unfollow though.
You think I should have just muted? I already wasn't seeing their stuff on my timeline for real. And I'm like, if I'm not seeing your stuff on my timeline, why do I see it over here when I look over there?
Go ahead.
Well, you know how people do, right? People don't never want to be a fan of people that they know because they feel like they could have done that too. So it's easier for them to fangirl over Bondy because they don't know her. But for them to know you, they don't want to be a fan of yours. Like most of the people I know don't watch my stuff ever. Like it's always people you don't know. So that's the reason why I wouldn't have unfollowed. I would have just muted her ass because I don't want her to think that I have a reason for her to feel a way about her not supporting.
It's okay if she knows. She's definitely going to know now.
I'm gonna tell you what it is, Jamie. It's the fact that at the end of the day, I don't want to see your shit on my timeline. I don't give a fuck. And I don't want to be bothered. Like sometimes that's really as simple as it is. Like I get that people take the shit to a place where it's gotta be like this deep meaning, but no, sometimes I just notice you on some fuck shit and I don't really want to see you on my shit like that. So unfollow. Somebody made me feel away and I unfollowed their ass like 2 years ago. Ended up going to, an event and saw him there, and then I saw him like one of my, or follow me back or something, because I think they unfollowed me too or something like that, but I saw him and I was like, oh, let me go follow him back.
I did have a friend secretly watching me though. Because sometimes, like usually the people I know who are friends with me in real life, instead of commenting under the video, they'll text me and be like, "Girl, da 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 da," right? Mm-hmm. But a lot of times in my reviews, when shit be happening on the show, sometimes I be talking about real life. And I feel like my friend was trying to peep what I had to say. And like one time I was talking about something and she mentioned it. This was like a couple of months ago. And she had been, and I was like, I didn't even know you watch my videos. And she was telling me that she had been watching all my videos for Ready to Love. And I'm like, well, why you ain't say nothing? Because I low-key been talking shit.
Child, when I tell you listen, I remember one time I had said something about somebody we was about to interview, bro. And motherfuckers be sitting up there, who is that? What show is that? And then later on they forget that they did all of that shit and they start telling you about the shows that they watch. And it's like, oh, but you didn't. Oh, okay. All right, got it. It's cool though.
Yikes. Yeah. We have no choice but, to be cool.
I see what's up.
Right. What Stormy said, that's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. For sure. That what's up. That's what's up for sure.
And listen, we mocking you on some cute shit. I fell in love at the end of the day. Like I liked her when I met her in person, but that shit was a turn on to me. I don't know why, but I was just like, oh, all right, I like this energy. This is some real big energy going on right here. Okay. Oh, yes. Come on, drug dealer girlfriend.
And Royce, this what's up. Come on. Basketball Wives returning next week. But let's go ahead and get into some TV talk. All right, y'all. All right. So we're about to have we're not going into detail, just a quick talk about Love Match Atlanta. All right. This is a new show that comes on the Bravo network after Real Housewives of Atlanta. I think it comes it was after Candy Gang, I guess. Candy and the Gang is no longer on. I didn't call her Candy Gang. Cool in the Gang. Anyway. But Love Match Atlanta is a really good show. So it's about 5 to 6 matchmakers. All right. You have predominantly they're Black women, but then you also have a Black man that's a part of the show. And I think everybody has been in the industry somewhere between 8 to 12 or 15 years. And it is messy and it's really good. We're going to be able to watch them actually partner their clients up with like actual, mates or release their clients if they're not doing, a good job at dating. In addition, we are going to see the mess amongst the matchmakers. Okay. And it's very messy. It's very entertaining. I've enjoyed it. But what I cannot wrap my head around is the price that they're charging, $25,000 to hook people up. And I'm having a hard time with the image consulting that some of the ladies are doing when their fashions aren't up to par. You mean to tell me you took this lady to a boutique to pretty much say yes to the attire that she actually wants to wear? I said, she didn't even need you. How do you just throw in these free items and have people pay y'all $25,000? Like, terrible, but somebody gonna pay it. If I'm not gonna pay it, somebody gonna pay it. What are you ladies' thoughts about the show?
I haven't seen it yet, so it's on my DVR.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. I can't wait to hear your thoughts.
So I think that it's a good show. I was actually like excited once I started paying attention to it. I think it has, some messy characters, but I ain't gonna lie. When you mentioned it, and then I looked at them, I was like, not a duo, I know y'all got y'all years in this, but that do seem like a lot to charge people, and you're not shiny. It's not giving neat. It's not giving shiny. It's giving, I put myself together, but sometimes it gives, but it was a struggle. So I just feel like you need to be like on point when it comes to your aesthetic, if that's what you're going to give. So like, what pops into my mind was the brown skinned girl that was selling Tampa, the young one who was real brown skin.
Colony? Was it Colony? Yeah. Okay.
Colony. Her. I feel like she gives off like that to the T, from the edges to the shoes to the toenails, like to the T. She could sell you image consulting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes.
They couldn't, like, that's the, so when you said that, I was like, you know what? You're right. But I do feel like Joseph is giving Martell because he feels like he doesn't need the licensing, but he wants to have a school. It's like, how are you, the unlicensed one, going to have a school? I definitely feel like the duo needs to see who's leaking information to him, because I almost feel like they did that because they knew that they were going to have their own shit coming out, because they actually had a whole little plan, a name and everything, and homegirl just got up there like, so yeah, in the future we're going to be doing our own school or academy, if you will. And it just kind of seemed like it was something that they just threw out there, that they haven't even put together yet. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Duo that actually has this shit ready about to roll out, and you kind of cut in front of them so that it'll seem as if they took this idea from you, even if we don't see anything from you. It just seems like a snake tactic. Joseph comes off like a snake to me. I think he did steal the idea about adding the VIP matchmaking services from the app. His response was, oh, they came to me with some bullshit, but then you applied exactly what
Come
they
on.
I was like,
come on.
Yeah, no, you're a snake. And then the way he handled Shay, that's another thing. Their relationship, throwing her under the bus in front of a client, saying that her relationship was over. Like, at the end of the day, an 8-year relationship can be over because two people grew apart. It doesn't mean that that person doesn't know how to handle the relationship. You know what I'm saying? And essentially, they're trying to show you how to handle meeting someone and creating that bond. But beyond that, that's between two people. I don't know what y'all expect. So I just kind of feel like that was fucked up. So it seemed like he liked to ride coattails, use people, and then fuck over them. So I would be looking like, from all sides and ways around him if I was everybody.
Very untrustworthy.
When you talked about Joseph teaching a matchmaking school with no license, it immediately made me think about all the eyelash chicks doing lashes at their apartments and offering certificates off of PowerPoint. Because that's what they be doing. People really be living like that. Like $1,000, 4-hour course, and then you get your PowerPoint certificate and hang it up, and it ain't really worth nothing.
That's it, because you only did a week's worth of trying, if that, or a full day.
If that. Yeah, you get 4 to 8 hours, but the girls really be doing it. They really be making coins. So I guess it's all about selling a product. The price is what got me caught up. When I heard 20, okay, the lady said to one of the men, I think her client's name was Tony. She was like, she said, my best client or my longest client, and she's had him for 3 months. And he was paying, I think, $27,000, something, a lot of money. So I'm like, how long is that money good for? And I also wanted to know, like, what are they counting as their rate of success? Are you counting marriage as your rate of success? Are you counting 6 months relationships as your rate of success? I'm definitely going to keep watching because I used to like Millionaire Matchmaker when I was younger. I was like, you know what? That would be a fun job. But, I'm excited to see the Black people do it. But the fashions, Jami, I'm so glad you mentioned that. The fashions is definitely giving, I feel like I'm watching Style Network. You remember when they used to do the reality TV shows? I feel like it's that. But I mean, it's season 1. I'm going to keep watching, of course. They'll come back with the fashions if they get another season.
Hopefully so. It's definitely given already. All right, y'all. So y'all make sure y'all go and check that out. And once you check it out, come back and check out our reviews on the show. Okay. We probably won't be covering it every week or anything like that over here on the Ladies First panel. So definitely make sure that you're subscribed to all of our channels so that you're able to catch the reviews. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and move on. And let's get to Married at First Sight. Girl, we have finally got to decision day. It was giving 365 because I feel like that's how long I waited for us to get to this point. And then when we get to this point, people, it was foolish. All right. That's just the short answer. I couldn't even, because I already saw the spoilers, so I couldn't even watch the full show. Just like getting this out the gate, because we don't have to go couple by couple, because what's clear is that all 4 of the couples that were remaining outside of Chris and Alyssa, decided that they was gonna stay together. So that's just what that is. I am a bit shocked by a little bit of everybody. I was shocked and not shocked. I think the couple that shocked me the most was Mark and what's her name, Lindsay, Mark and Lindsay or whatnot. What the now? I mean, spoiler alert, people. I don't know if they're together right now though, but they definitely said on decision day we're gonna have to find out at the reunion what's really going on. But I was just surprised by that shit. And then girl, Elijah Wan just fake as hell. All these. Well, I understood his crying because of his dad, but I hope you're ready for this. But I would more than love to stay married. I was like, boy, just say yeah. Just say stop wasting America's camera time, the footage, and say yes.
I don't want to mentally diagnose him, but the tears for me, I don't think were genuine.
Mm. And everybody, go, Pastor Cal, you got me. You done got me. Let me grab you. I said, now cut it out.
I think he could have been crying because of his daddy's birthday, but I don't think.
True.
I don't believe. I feel like if Elijah Wan is very much so a narcissist person, so I do feel like he thinks his father sent her to him, and so that was a tear. But I don't believe he those tears had anything to do with how much he cares for Katina. I think it was two different emotions or whatever. Because I don't think he's ever cried over her, but I stopped watching too, so I don't know. I'm surprised all four couples stayed together. I was very fucking confused. I did not understand how that happened. The math was not mathing. Even for annoying and Steve, I'm like, how did that happen? I was just like, the season was too long. The episodes are too long. The couples were too fake. The love wasn't real, and I just can't wait for the reunion to see if anyone who said yes on decision day is really still together now. I don't mind the couple say yes on that day to see how it is when the cameras go away. I think that's smart. Honestly, I do. But these couples was fucked up the whole season. So I'm looking like, just get me to the reunion and let me see what's gonna happen.
I think Elijah Wan mentioned his dad too. Elijah Wan has this method of destroying and then rebuilding everything when it comes to Katina. Even whenever he decided to say yes to her, he had to make it seem like, well, initially I wanted a woman who was more established. Like initially I didn't think he was shit, but your persistence, like he has a way of trash talking or making her feel bad. So it's easier for him to manipulate her whenever he speaks highly of her. So I think by him mentioning his dad, it was a excuse to tug at her heartstrings and make her feel like she was more special because it was his dad's birthday, which had nothing to do with the situation. I think he just wanted her to feel like, I'm trying to make it apparent that you're special to me. So I'm going to bring my dad into this situation. And to me, I think that was very narcissistic, very manipulative, and it wasn't genuine. Now, everybody else, I absolutely was shocked with Mark and Lindsay, more so shocked with Jasmina and Michael. If I had to guess, Noy and Steve are probably still together. Katina and Elijah Wan are probably still together. The other two are probably not.
Who was the first ones you said? I know you said Elijah Wan and Katina, and who else? Noy and Steve?
Noy and Steve. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
They're still going to be together.
I agree with that. I don't know why Jasmina and Michael decided to be together. You're not sexually attracted to him. I know why he's there because he's a glutton for punishment. And with oh boy, what's his name? With the white girl, Lindsay and Mark. Yeah, I think that he's a user. Like I said, I think he chose her because he knows that even though he has to deal with her bitching, she's gonna do any and everything for him. As long as he just gives a little bit of what she wants, she's gonna show up. She's gonna pay the bill. She's gonna do it. She's gonna do all of it. She's gonna be there for him, and I think that's the reason why he chose her. Because other than that, I would have to understand what other reason would you have to choose Lindsay except for the fact that Lindsay shows up and is there for you no matter what, even if she's gonna emasculate you, beat you over the head with it and everything else. Okay. Knowing them, yeah, y'all gonna stay together because you're gonna find out he actually got money.
Oh,
I
we found
think
out
that
too.
I don't know. I really want to know what the big secret is and why he couldn't just keep it a buck. But something tells me that it really is like that. Like I would be surprised if they was saying he didn't have any money. I would be so surprised. And it's not because he's Asian. It's because he has an energy about himself that makes me feel like he's not worried about anything. Like he doesn't act like he's worried about anything. And he's not actually, he has not said once that he asked her for anything. And I feel like if he were a different ethnicity, he would have asked her for something by now. He would have paid for something by now enough for her to feel like, oh no, that's not gonna happen like that. Like I think that it hasn't been enough for her to say no, basically. So once they get into it, I think we'll really find out. But when the reunion happens, we'll see. But my fingers are crossed. But I be looking at his clothes and shit too. I'm not just looking, like he dressed like somebody with money. They don't really do the most. They got a polo and a short. Like it's a short and a polo. That's all. That's all it is. Okay, it's a sweat resistant shirt. A polo. It's shorts. That's all he wears. That's all he does. Yeah, I'm
He
happy
got a
that
whole
they're.
diamond ring.
Y'all know damn
He
well
got a
that
whole
ring was a
diamond ring.
gift. That ring was product
That's why I
placement
didn't say
from
nothing
Jane
about
Oh,
Capital.
it. I don't even know if that
oh,
was out of his pocket or out of theirs. That's why I didn't even
He
say
didn't pay
nothing
for that
about that.
ring.
Well,
I hope not, because that
He
would be
had a
bogus
whole
if they gave her
commercial.
one ring and then get the other one. I think everybody should got to do a ring. I think if the show
That
did it, it would have made more sense if at least this one thing like each other. Maybe Lindsay and Mark could have also got a ring.
they gave her the ring to try to make her feel like he had some money. And he might, but my issue with Steve is that he never proved that he was capable of working. Just because you have money and say you're capable of working, like logically, nobody would ever tell a woman to marry a man based off of potential if you don't see him working. And I feel like Pastor Cal knows that as well. So for him to try to convince her to do that, he would never have a black man on the show without having credentials for where he works. Well, Michael, he
Shit,
did
that
that.
ain't true. We
oh.
had
He
Steve.
did that.
It's
I'm
been
glad
pretty
you said it.
season.
Well,
Shh.
he
Because
did that
even
with Michael.
Chris, who was out here fugazing with I oh no, it's been
But the
season where y'all
thing
had
Yeah.
people
is,
on here
neither
and they don't really give you what you think they is.
Michael or Chris were honest about being unemployed though. So that's where the
Nah,
difference
Chris
is.
said he
Only
owned
Pastor
businesses.
Cal.
He owned the Subway and the Oreo
Oh,
He
stand
girl,
did.
let me
and
turn
the car
around.
dealership
It's
and the
not
He
Jerry
did
Curl
on
true.
the
company.
subway though. He did on
It
the
was
subway.
defunct.
It closed down.
He was lying. He was being too lazy.
Embarrassing.
Yeah, Mike on
Yeah.
season 10.
I
Embarrassing.
don't
Oh,
know.
he
I
did say
mean,
how Woody bought Armani a ring for Decision Day in New Orleans.
yeah,
What if
that was different.
Steve is like, what's those millionaires that be on ABC channel? Necey, what is it called? Millionaire? When the
On
girls, when the
ABC.
mil, you got to decide, I guess, between, I think it's two different shows on the ABC
Combined or something.
network, and the girls come together to date the millionaire.
What? I
Y'all
ain't
know
never
what
heard
I'm
of that.
talking about.
Did you make it up a show?
You're not talking about The Bachelor, right?
That's what I'm talking. Is it The Bachelor? I
They don't
thought
be
the guys
millionaire.
be like
They
a
be regular.
millionaire.
They be regular people.
No. They
Joe
usually
Millionaire. That's what
successful,
they
but they
calling it.
oh
Joe
Joe
Millionaire.
Millionaire. Oh, I've
Oh,
never heard of that.
that only had
So,
like one season. I think it had like one season years ago, and they just came back with a new season. So it's not like it isn't a regular show. It's like that's like
okay.
maybe only like the second season, I think, because it had it back in the day, but they was like that was on bullshit. Because why would you want to trick women to make them think someone rich and he ain't really rich?
Oh
And
God.
I think the
Because
new
the women be
version.
out here trying to get the coin. Like, they be out here
Pastor
paying
Cal
for
did
stuff.
sound like he knew something though. Whenever Pastor Cal said this man is going to be successful. So I feel like there's something that they know. My thing is just you never proved to her that you were going to work. And for me, I feel like that's enough cause to not want to commit.
He could be working on a contract for an idea that he sold or something, or working as a one-man company and decided to, because people do that all the time. People don't talk about that, but people create these companies themselves and then they sell it off to a corporation, and then they go back and they start up something else and see if they can sell that off to a corporation. So ain't no telling what he done did, but either way, good luck. All right, let's go ahead and that's all we got on Married at First Sight. That's all we got.
What's that reunion go?
Okay. Let's go ahead and switch over to Candy and The Gang. Girl, this was the season finale.
I like the show.
Oh, yes. What else did you get, Bondy?
She gave me, this is Pop the Champagne infused white chocolate popcorn. This is,
I love popcorn.
Gave me a little bottle of champagne. This is champagne. I haven't tried it yet because I haven't been like ready to drink alcohol yet. Bourbon Bears. Okay.
Oh, nice.
And then these are some dark chocolate sea salt caramels and a little candle. Okay, and these are those expensive ones from World Market.
Oh, nice. Oh, yes, World Market. Nice. The Bourbon Bears, are those like gummy bears?
Yes.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I see some of those. That's nice. Shout out to Candy again.
Yeah, shout out to Candy and the Gang. All right, a few things happened on this episode, okay? So the first thing that happened, and I want to get you guys' thoughts on this, Miss Chandrika ended up getting that promotion. Y'all know she was addressed last week to get the promotion, but the announcement was finally made to the team, right? In addition to that, Brian seemed to have accepted the proposal from Todd to not just have a food truck, but to actually have a building because Todd has bought a block. Number one, congrats to Chandrika. I think a lot of good things are going to be happening for her this year. Y'all know she is going to be getting married towards the end of the year. And she said they bought a house. So congrats to her and everything she got going on, plus the promotion, child. So hopefully she not making, what she said, $12 an hour no more. Hopefully she's making at least 15 during the inflation period.
15, 16.
Okay. In addition to that, Brian, I'm glad that he took on Todd's proposal to take in 50% of the company because it only made logical sense to me. It only made sense for you to do that. But for Todd, like that just to me does not happen often, especially for Black people, for you to be able to go like skip the food truck. You finna go straight into a restaurant. Right. So I think that's really great for him. I think that's really going to help his business a lot, especially with the celebrity and the connections that Todd and Candy have. And if Todd got his hand in anything, it's kind of like Candy got her hand in it. So they're not going to just let it fail. So I do think that Brian is going to be, successful. Now, they may fail a few inspections here or there because they ain't got no generator and stuff like that. But ultimately, they're not going to fail because the stores are still open. Because I can remember restaurants around here that are now closed, okay? P. Diddy had some. I think T.I. had some. No, I don't think that's why, but they just didn't make it. It wasn't like because of inspection. They just ended up closing the
restaurant business
for different reasons. Yeah. So, I mean, they still up here kicking it, still running. So I think that's great. So shout out to Brian for that. And hopefully he doesn't revert back to abusing alcohol and stuff like that. Because I think he could do really, I don't know about you. I could see Brian on like, what's that show, Legendary or something. I could see him on like, I want to think that Legendary is kind of like a version of America's Next Top Model, kind of like I could see him doing stuff like that. So I want to see him be able to grow outside of Candy and the Gang and, his restaurant.
As a host as one of the dancers.
A participant.
On the house people. I wonder if he do Vogue.
The way he was hosting that party made me think he probably could get down.
I don't know.
What are y'all thoughts on Brian and Chandrika?
Okay. Some good ass popcorn, bro.
Oh, okay.
I'm happy for both of them. Oh man, yeah, I can imagine the taste right now.
I'm not being shady, I swear.
Necey sounded salty.
Just because I love popcorn. Just like all my friends who know me, every time it's my birthday, they give me popcorn. So I'm imagining like a white, like I've never even heard of that flavor. So I know I'm just like, damn, that sounds good.
I'm gonna see if I can find it. It's by Eatable. That's what it's called, Eatable.
Eatable. Oh, okay. Yeah, pop the champagne. I've never had champagne popcorn. That sounds good as fuck.
Okay, screenshot it, people. Screenshot it. Knock it down. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's good.
But Brian and Chandrika, Brian, he seems fun. I'm happy for him. I wish him success. I think that was a nice little closeout. And then I need to look on social media to see if his business is up and running because I definitely want to eat one of them egg rolls. And then
it's egg rolls in y'all states. I know it's like, do y'all not have egg roll stuff in y'all states? Because like we just have
like
egg rolls
Chinese
here.
Egg rolls.
Oh, because I was like, Why is such a big deal? Because we have it here. I know like y'all don't have it there in Texas.
It's a big deal whenever there's any good food in Atlanta. Okay. Because they they're a little struggle bus down there when it comes to the food. No disrespect, Atlanta people. I love y'all.
You can probably make some egg rolls, Necey. You get some egg rolls and just make your own egg roll.
I think I could, honestly. When he was talking about it, I was like, you know what? I might need to try that. Man, it sounds like one of the things we have down here that reminds me of Brian's food at the farmer's market. I forgot the name of the place, but they do these soul food burritos.
Mm-hmm.
My God. It's the greens, the yams, everything rolled up. Ugh. Oh gosh. Okay, so I'm happy for him. We've been talking about food. Let me chill out. We first started on the popcorn, now we talking about the rolls. Oh my gosh, y'all gonna make me binge eat before I go to sleep. Now, happy for him. Now, Chandrika, I didn't think I was gonna like her at the beginning, but she became one of my faves, especially her and June together. So, yeah, I want to follow, and I hope they come back for another season, and it's not too far away.
I agree. I like Chandrilla. I like Chandrika as well, especially with June. And Brian. Yes, I wanna egg roll. And I also hope that, Brian keeps it together and shit. Cause I ain't gonna, a lot of times I saw him, I was just like, I don't know what's going on here, bro. Every time I see him there around the bar and you said that's the issue for you. So I'm just a little worried, but I'm afraid for you, brother. I hope they keep doing those Friday those Friday night things. Cause I wanna go.
I like Chandrika and Brian. And somebody asked where the corned beef egg roll, what the egg rolls here in Detroit. In Detroit, you go to either Asian corned beef, have
what is corned beef?
Town Deli. Y'all have corned beef in Texas?
What is it?
Well, it's like brisket, basically. It's like brisket, but
so we have like corned beef
egg rolls.
Some white people brought that to a potluck at one of my old jobs, and I just put it on the fact that maybe black people don't eat corned beef.
Oh no, we eat it here, but white folk make it different than black folk. So like here, of course, it's just different. But they have like corned beef egg rolls, chicken egg rolls. It's all kind of different egg rolls here. But we have like certain restaurants, you know what I'm saying, that have them here. But it's anywhere. But I like that Brian trying something different because he says it's a new business. It's been about 2 months in. Ty, believes in me. I think he just needs something to do. I think if he has something to do, he'll be fine. And that should take all his time. Hold on, sneeze. Oh, sorry, y'all.
Oh,
bless you.
Bless you.
You got a cute
I feel like that's the first.
Yes.
That's the first sneeze on OohLadiesFirstPanel.
I wouldn't even know that. I'll be doing the most. You had a nice little sneeze.
I know. I'll be doing the most too. It was.
Because it came so fast and I was confused. But I like that they both started off the season differently and ended in a different way. Like he came on with his issues, he had been fired or left or whatever. And she came on not giving a fuck. And so at the end of the day, they both are like more determined. So I like that. And I like the Candy's like, fought for them to like be there. And so it's like a little, storyline.
Yeah, for sure. Who else we got? Torrin. So Torrin through this 70s part. Was it the 70s or 60s?
It was supposed to be 70s.
Okay, 70s party. Child, the way him and Don Juan was over there bobbing the wigs, it was very interesting.
Don Juan.
Yes, because they was really bobbing. I said, so this is what it really looked like when people was arguing. It wasn't giving no damn jive, turkey, and all this other stuff. Like, this is what it really looked like with the afros and stuff. So I really appreciated that. But Don Juan always does the most when he has a difference of opinion. I don't know why he heightens it so quickly. Like, I just be like, okay, calm down, Don. Now, Patrick also ended up proposing to Safari at this 70s party, which I thought was super cute. I will give it to him. Yeah. I feel like this was the least lame moment that Patrick had this season. Safari was very happy. And I knew that once he proposed, because Candy was like, if this event goes well, then we're going to continue to have you here. And I said, once he proposed, your nephew proposed, of course you're going to have him back. So I think that the event ended up being a success. And I like the fact that Brian was hosting it. I thought it was cute. It looked a little dry girl, but it looked like more people came. So it ended up being a success. What y'all thoughts are? We're going to get to Rashad in a second, but what are your thoughts about the party itself and about Patrick's proposal?
I was pissed at Don Juan busting with Torrin. I'm like, Torrin went to not Patrick, went to what's up, what's his boy name? Philip. He went to Philip and said like, I need runners, and Philip said, I got you. So I feel like Don Juan getting pissed at Torrin.
Brandon.
Brandon.
I thought he went to Brandon.
Yeah, Brandon. Yep. But I feel like, he did what he was supposed to do. I asked the manager here to get me runners, and he didn't do his job. So I wish that could have been addressed, because that means Brandon was on bullshit. So that made me mad. And I feel like Don Juan saying asked for help, but he did ask you for help. And you then said that you were too above it to do that. So fuck you, Don Juan. I think Torrin did a great job. I think people don't get how hard it is to plan shit, on the fly for one, or plan shit that's going to be on TV for two, and have to do it with a production crew, because it has to be a production. It can't just be what you want it to be. The music, like, you can't have like regular things because of the TV show. So I'm like, he did great, and he didn't break no sweat. That was fine. And then who else was it? I think, was that all that happened? Oh, Brian did good. Little heels, little paint, little wig. It was cute. It was a cute, fun time.
And the proposal. You talked about the proposal, right?
Oh, it was. I think that's the first time I ever saw Safari have any kind of emotion. Like when you can see when she like turned around and see him, like you could see her breathing. She was like, because she knew, oh my God, he proposed. That's the first time I've ever seen her have any kind of emotion. And I think it softens me to her, because it's like, okay, you're not a robot. So I think if she realized you don't have to be this hard shell so much, people will like you. So I hope if they get a season 2 that she comes back and she realized, okay, I don't have to be so guarded. You know what I'm saying? It was a beautiful moment. She was crying.
I thought they got signed for like 3 seasons. I thought they already got approved for a few seasons. So they're supposed to be back from my understanding. It was something else. I was gonna say this, y'all. I just feel like Brandon keeps giving them reasons as to why he should not be at OLG. Fair. So why is that even a comparison on who should stay when Brandon clearly is dropping the ball? Like, what are we doing here?
Say it again.
They said they already moving Dime to the other. They already moved Dime to
Blaze. Yeah, did you watch the after show, Bondy?
No, but somebody told me in the comments. Yeah. Also, on top of that, I was like, it make more sense because Brandon isn't good, so he should stay at OLG. Dom is a good bartender, so it would make more sense for her to go to the upscale place, because Blaze is the upscale restaurant
and get more money. Yeah,
I like Don Juan's excuse. Well, somebody said how because Dom don't really want to be there, she really want to be a dancer. You don't have that be a career, so it makes more sense to not have her there permanently. She's not really trying to make a career of being there as a bartender. Like, she only want to be here when she don't have gigs. I do think it makes more sense to move her, because we hope Brandon would be better. He probably won't be at all, but at least he act like he wants to grow, and she want to be like, when I got no gig, I'm gonna be here. So it kind of makes sense.
We like him. Yeah. I think he has endeared himself to Candy and Todd in some manner. Because I really don't see the work ethic that would make them keep him in a managerial position. Honestly, I feel like Chandrika probably makes him look better at his job than he really is. Because if you notice, she does his job often. So I feel like they should have got rid of Brandon, or made Brandon a hostess and made her the manager, since she seems to be doing his job all the time. But they're not going to do that, because I feel like I almost feel like sometimes they don't want to make women bosses over there. Like, Candy can be the only woman in charge. Like, and I don't want to say it like that, because they may have other female managers at other restaurants, but have y'all seen?
They do got that one lady. They do got one lady. Yeah, it's one lady. I don't know her name. We just kind of saw her in the midst of conversations when Don Juan, Philip, and her needed to talk, and Torrin went to her.
The one who had said about the alcohol. Yeah, okay, all right. So yeah, no, there's that. But I still, when Don Juan said that shit about, I think that Chandrika will get drunk or power, I'm like, what do you think Brandon is doing, making our girl? You know what I'm saying? So I just
absolutely
let her come in late and all of that. Like, I don't know.
I feel like
thank you, Kenya. I was just gonna say, my bad. Thank you, Kenya, for the super chat. Why do you guys think Brandon keeps skating by? Are Candy and Todd not seeing his lack of work ethic?
I wanted to respond to that.
Go ahead, Necey.
I feel like Candy and Todd are allowing him to skate by because they said at the beginning of the show he was all they had for a minute. So I feel like that's why. I mean, he could have left whenever stuff was shit. So I guess they just gonna keep him there as long as he want to be there. Because at one point in time, unfortunately, he was the best they had. But okay, speaking to what were we speaking on? The engagement. Oh, Don Juan. Honestly, the argument was so dumb. I think Don Juan just wanted a moment to argue and feel the wind go through his wig. That's it. Because he was bobbing.
He's doing his job on the show to add to some of the drama. I think that's the only reason why he did that.
Yeah, he was bobbing and weaving for no reason. I think he just wanted to see what it felt like.
I think Candy be trying to hold on to her day ones too to answer that question from Kenya. She just be trying to hold on to her day ones, and she be seeing potential when don't nobody else see potential in folks. And I think that's just like her nature because she do so much for like, you know, Black folks. Hence the reason why her house is where it is in the city, you know. So she don't want to ever get too big for the people. But go ahead, DC, my bad.
It's okay. And then the engagement. I agree with everything Jay Lee said. That was the first time I seen Miriam have some emotion behind her. So she really should just drop the Safari and just go by Miriam. I did judge her really early, and I did not like her just because she didn't have likable energy. But I've been there before, where you become robotic and you basically give nothing because you don't know what people are gonna say. So. I hope she come back next season.
As
I hope
Miriam.
she comes back as Miriam. I hope she comes back as Miriam next season. And I hope that they not on no annoying-ish. I feel like they will be, though. But come back and we can start fresh.
Agreed. Now, Shardo shocked the hell out of me, was not prepared, was not expecting it. Shardo actually was up there drinking on the job, ringing up his drinks as not technically alcoholic drinks, and then turning around taking money from customers so they can skip the line. And I'm just sitting up here like, first of all, for you to really not even be in the show, only in 2 to 5% of the show the entire season, and you over here running amok like that. Yeah, Candy was pissed off, and I think Candy had every right to piss him off. And it was Philip for me saying, I will step up and be a hostess, basically, just so you don't have a job, because yes, you are fired. He knew he was wrong.
I think he was mad the most. I think they probably figured he probably would want to add Blaze, and they didn't know, and he didn't get caught. That well, I think Candy think was, damn, he probably been doing this the whole time, and we didn't know until just now. I think that's why she was so pissed off.
Probably so.
I'm done. I'm like, he could have just started. He had been doing that.
He's just so funny to me because his little ass is just so awkward.
His little ass.
He is so damn little. He like somebody said fire on your day. Oh, he had a drink. That boy came to the party. He said, I feel like today is my day. It's gonna be my night. Can't nobody stop my day. You was feeling good. No, you was misreading energy. Today was your last day.
He's
hilarious.
Thank you so much, Kenya, for the super chat. One more. Sorry. Do you guys think Candy and Todd rely on their celebrity to keep their doors open and don't see cutting corners as something to worry about? I think so. I feel like they relied on a celebrity to open up the restaurants to begin with, or at least relied on her aunt's celebrity because we love the OLGs. But yeah,
I won't say no.
So.
I won't say no because we've seen other people open up stuff that don't stay open.
True.
So I feel like no one else, because they think about, Peter's restaurants, Cynthia's, Aiden's. We've had so many things be opened up and it didn't stay open. I think it's a hard thing to have a restaurant be open for 5 years. And not only that, we have to remember they have other locations. So it's not just that one location. They have, I think, a total of 3 OLGs and then Blaze. I don't think it's about their celebrity. I think they are putting in the work. It's just every restaurant has bullshit to deal with. We just don't know. We don't know because we don't work there. So I think it's a good thing that they are able to build their brand. You know what I'm saying? And still, because the food got to be good enough for people to come back and to keep the doors open. Because that shit is expensive.
I believe it. I mean, that's a good point.
Because Peter restaurants are always closed.
They would probably even say the opposite, that the celebrity status makes it harder. I'm sure they would say that. But I ain't gonna lie, they threw me for a damn loop when I was watching Real Housewives of Atlanta and Todd was trying to figure out a humidity situation for that pool, but you ain't got no backup generator for the restaurant.
good night.
I was just like,
but they said nobody in the neighborhood do. I think that because I think either Todd or they was on. I think maybe What Happened Live, and they said the power don't go out that often, and no one in that, I guess in that area, no one has them because of how much of a hassle it is to get one there. Because I think they asked somebody, that's like, how you ain't got no fucking generator? They're like, nobody do. And I'm like, well, I mean, if y'all want to be hot, then be hot. Food on
Agreed.
I'm gonna leave.
Any other thoughts
Dip
about
and
it?
dash.
Oh, Candy in the game?
I hope it gets a season 2.
I think so.
I mean, I feel like Shardo is another one of them alcoholic niggas. I'm gonna say that nigga another one that be looking like he was slurring and walking, slow and shit a few times. I was just like, oh, him and Brian, that's what they do. That's why Torin always coming or leaving because Torin got other shit to do. But you notice they be at the house. Never mind, I'm gonna leave it alone. But
No, go ahead. My ear was perked.
I'm just saying, like, remember when Dom was like, your little pet? That, and then after that they showed us how much they be hanging around each other, and Brian is like, Sharda, go get this, go get that, go get this, go get that. And I was just kind of like, what y'all over there doing together?
Right.
What
y'all got going on?
You know what I'm saying?
So I come over there, then I come over there.
Right? I'm looking, and Torin noticed it too. Because, I feel like Torin was like, he came over there, he opened the door, he's like, okay. Remember Torin and Ryan used to smash. He
True.
made me want to see Torin. What Torin look like? Anyway, remember when Ryan was talking about that man Peace. He said that man Peace was out of pocket. And I was just like, okay.
You can see the print.
I'm curious to see, just out of observation, not because I'm about to get all giddy about it. But
when he was talking to the partner dude, when Torin was standing up talking to Candy's
not you noticed it, not you saw it.
No, because when he walked up, I was like, that's because Brian said I'm like, oh, so if you go back over there at the episode when he talking to Candy's the guy who told Candy whatever. You see a print. You see a print. I'm just saying. I don't put
Was it a Jesse print? Was it a print like Jesse?
I mean, it was very. You could see it. You could see the outline.
Y'all was real into that, huh?
To Jesse?
Yeah, I don't know
the
why.
Toxic DICK.
I usually get really excited about these things, but I was just kind of like,
man, Bondy.
I liked it.
I feel like you probably comparing it to the Trey Songz one that we.
I'm not. I really, you know why? Because the first thing I saw was him on stage, like fighting with the white guy, and it was kind of like, oh. But then I saw the shower part, and I was like, okay, so I see what everybody's losing their mind about. But then in my mind, I was still kind of like, I guess. Like, I didn't get the.
Does it have something to do with him and his wife? Like his ex-wife?
Not really. You would think that, but I honestly get negative vibes off both of them. So it doesn't really register like, oh, he's a bad guy. But I still was looking like, okay. Like,
yeah, I was excited for it.
That's like
it was a nice fit
because I wasn't expecting it on Jesse. Yeah. I don't know what I was thinking, but I just wasn't. I'm like, Jesse doing it like that.
I mean,
Jesse ain't doing it like that.
Did y'all think it was out of the norm, or did y'all think it was regular? Because I thought it was regular.
I thought it was.
Okay.
That's why I
what
said
you mean
beautiful
regular?
man. I thought it was like a standard.
That's a standard.
But
I don't know anything. I've never seen anything
hard
in that. I'll say that.
But
you're right. It wasn't.
It was not.
Just know it was nice.
This is why it was nice because it was in the shower. It was wet. It was dripping. It was swinging. It was singing.
It was semi.
And
it was semi too. It wasn't
fully hard. So if you think about how big it was when it was not really hard, when it's kind of the dangling, it's even, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like,
girl, we done went from Candy and the Gang to Jesse gang banging.
Because my people on Broadway, the dick of Torin, and I thought Torin dick was a plant. And then we went to.
No, I'm not saying I want no big old 15-inch nothing. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying
nobody wants that from what's his name over there on Ready to Love. In the
Bonnie
kids'
More of
ears?
a testament to the ones I've
used to this.
seen.
Yes,
That's what I'm
she
saying.
said, I'm used to this. I'm not new to this. That's what she's trying to say.
That's
But
all.
that's why I just say he was a beautiful man. But
Mhm.
I
Yes.
don't think I would say average. I would say beautiful man, period. Like I
Yeah.
wouldn't put him up
Yeah.
there with like the Trey songs and the other Genuine, It's Not a Pony, It's a Horse. I wouldn't put you up there. But you know, I think he was a beautiful
I can
man.
live with
Just
it.
for me, it was because it was Jesse, and I didn't think he was even doing
I
that.
didn't
You
either.
know what I'm saying? So that's
What
why
the
I'm
he
like,
seemed
play
so.
was that?
it works. So
What
what,
play?
Bondy?
What play got y'all full frontal on a semi? Like crazy.
Wait, yeah, because the weird thing is the play, like it was a new play. Like when he first booked, I follow him on social media, and when he first booked the play, they brought it up how it was a full frontal nude scene. Not only that, the play has been around for a while with other people in that role. It's about a gay baseball player who came out in the aftermath of him dealing with having to be gay in the world or whatever. So, but I'm like, I mean, it was a nice dick.
It was.
I know.
God is great.
You know,
God is good.
he's
It
young.
was
Whoever made the
very
video.
reasonable, but I really do think y'all expected that man piece to be smaller than that.
Not
I
smaller, but just
did.
not.
I kind of did.
It looked pretty.
I just.
It was.
No,
funny.
it was, but I'm just saying people.
And
Didn't
you know
expect
what
it to
else
be.
for me? It was the
Wait,
fact that he was acting.
Jamie, like, you know the one for me?
Yes. It was the acting for me. Like you are in scene, and it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't a sex scene type of,
Right.
you know, and you were just
Looking, you know, the thing was hanging. The thing
I
was
wanted to come
dangling.
to Atlanta. I wanted to come to Atlanta.
Come to
So I could
Atlanta.
just see, like, how are you guys doing this?
Can
Like,
you
what is the
imagine
mental block?
Sitting
How
on
are
that
you?
row and you sitting there watching the
Big
play.
face.
You just
Oh wow!
Then the funny part, I saw
Sweet.
somebody saying like the way you be trying to, respect the play, but you also kind of don't know how to feel, so you kind of like looking, but like
That's how
also.
that person was that was recording it.
Would y'all have tried to record it if y'all was there though? Would y'all have been the one to
hell
capture it?
absolutely
yeah.
not.
Hell yeah.
I would not.
Oh,
yeah.
they was legit on some. Oh
Look at
my!
Absolutely not. Bonnie said,
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Absolutely.
The only
What do you
reason
mean?
I would
have a
not have
Discord.
the
I
only,
have a Discord. People pay
the
for
only
my
reason I would not have
content.
done it was because the theater has their rules. Because I think, respect the arts. I think because they have the rules of like phone and lockbox, I wouldn't want to go the length to be because I also would feel like I would not want to expose someone's private area that's not supposed to be exposed like that or whatever. That's the only reason I would not do it. Now they say have your phones out, record. But
They
if it's like,
already put pictures out.
But see,
already
now
out
they're
there.
restricting it to where people can't
Yeah.
even bring in their phones, and I'm like, but y'all act like people can't
Where do you put your
cameras on their
phones
glasses. Like they can walk in with glasses and got a whole
that's
camera
the
on
thing
there.
about it. It wasn't new. I think the issue was it wasn't as if it was the first time. It was like the play had been going on, and someone just snuck a phone out of the lockbox and then recorded that video and then posted it, and they wasn't supposed to. So I think it's like his dick been out for it,
Well, either way,
And
we liked it. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and switch over. Okay, let's talk about some
look
other.
like a statue of David.
Who looked like a
does.
statue of David?
Jesse Williams. I didn't think he looked that like beautiful until I saw the full body, and
Girl,
I was
that
like,
man
"Wow,
is-
that's a handsome man."
That man has
It's
always
still
been
on
beautiful
person?
to me. That man has always been fine.
You seen him in person, Bonnie?
No, but I'm saying it's giving. Don't meet him in person. Usually, when people are like that on screen, when you meet him in person, that shit can be overwhelming.
I'm sure. I'm
I
sure.
want to see it in person, like right
Well,
here.
I
Lord,
don't.
Like a Marion or somebody.
Make room for my acting gigs with Jesse in the future. Father God, thank you so much. I appreciate you. All right, let's keep going. Look, that's the only way. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Interruption. I be looking at actors that are married or in a relationship that get to do acting scenes with fine ass people, and I be like, bro, I know they be like, it's the only way I can cheat. That's the only way I can get one over. I'm so happy. Like, oh my God, my co-star is beautiful. Like, I've been dying to kiss this person. I don't know.
Sometimes, you know, I do think it's weird because like, do I want to see my husband fully fucking somebody on camera and he has to like be into it?
They don't fully do it though.
They don't. They have coverings, but
they don't. The penis don't want a vagina. But if you wearing the the covering
dry
thing,
humping.
Yeah, I don't want you dry humping because this is the thing. Dry humping can lead to situations that you don't want to lead to, and then things happen.
You know, honestly, if I was married to an actor, I would see that as like a foreplay because he couldn't finish what he was doing.
If he rubbed right,
so then whenever, oh girl.
If you run right, anything can be finished now without you know what I'm saying. Look.
Facts, and he fine.
Women, if you rub on something the right way, things will happen. Okay.
But look though, they be doing these things in front of like the entire production crew. So when I be watching it, I be like, oh, this is the part of acting I don't know if I would ever get comfortable with it. Do y'all know my man be like, shit. Yeah, like, man, you get booked for one of them, you better get your ass in there. I'm like, is you sure? Yes. Are you sure that's what you want me to do?
Or you can have a close, some of them want closed sets where it's just like, the cameraman and, whatever. But if you're an actress, okay? And if you have to act like get the dick, go act like you give the dick. And then your man cool with let it be what it's going to be.
Yeah. I think they need to be careful what they ask for. But anyway, love my babe. He could be tuning in at this moment. Love ya very, very much. Understand.
This nigga been over here giving me this stink eye.
However, you give me a role with Omarion. Listen,
he just said, bruh, he was just over here praying, God, please don't let my wife meet Omarion. Literally,
that's not what
he I'm doing it for a little saint.
And on with the power. Nope.
Bless up.
How do I leave?
Bless up. Okay.
Oh
just
God.
Kidding, guys. Just kidding. Go ahead. Who was speaking?
Touch.
Or his brother. That's like a threesome.
What? What?
Orion is brother.
No.
Okay,
so y'all, it's been a while since we've done MFK.
I love the interruptions from the TV. What's up, Scotty?
Hey, Scotty.
Hold on. Shout out to Scotty for the super chat. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Thank you for the super chat.
We was over there. We was praying for you, Scotty. Congratulations on Wanda J. Blige.
Yes, Wanda J. Blige. Listen, y'all, because I kept it open the whole time. I couldn't watch it. I was watching it before we went live. But Miss Kiki hopped up in the chat, and your girl is going to be scooting back on over there so I could check it out and see what Kiki had to say.
It was a mess. You was holding her accountable. He was like, so you don't think that this is the same thing that you doing? You don't see that? No.
I was like, come on, Scotty.
My mouth dropped. I said, yes.
He was eating her up. Yes. Girl, but listen, I'm gonna be honest. When I had checked over to see Scotty still live and Kiki was over there, let me tell y'all, Wanda was like this.
Oh, you said Kiki joined
joined the live, and Miss Wanda was like,
oh, okay.
Lord, nothing to say. But at least that's when I glanced. I'm gonna have to go back and check it out.
Kiki came on there. She was like, me and Kiki are good. Okay, we don't have a problem.
She had just said the girl should have been aborted. Like,
she didn't say she should have been. She said they were
the baby.
Right.
It was supposed to, meaning that I think that she was basically insinuating that the daddy didn't want a baby with that woman, but that woman decided to have the baby anyway.
Or did she say that the grandfather didn't approve of who she was having a baby with?
Yeah, that's what she spoke on the most, Necey, was that her dad didn't approve of Miss Wanda's brother.
Right.
But that's
that's why they were saying she should have had whatever.
I just think that was distasteful. I don't think she should have said that, but
it was. But that's Wanda J. Blige for you. I told y'all that lady is ignorant. I don't know why y'all be out here trying to make her make sense. It was hard. My head was hurting. Scotty tried.
And then she brought up Melody kids, and Mel told y'all not to bring her kids up today.
No, she didn't. She brought them up today.
She was on live today. Said, "Don't bring my kids up." Okay. Because apparently Tisha must have said something about, what did she say? Tisha said, you the one that went,
man.
Yeah, you went back to him and had another baby by him, basically insinuating that Mel was stupid for having Sugar Mama. So she was like, what you're not going to do is ever play with Sugar Mama. Okay, that's like, not on
any day.
Okay,
on any day, not on that day or tomorrow's day. We're not gonna.
And I understood. Honestly, I understood what she meant, because I would have taken it that way too. Like, you trying to say I'm stupid because I kept my baby? Bitch, fuck you. Like, I'm sorry, but do you see how quickly that bitch came out of my mouth after my mind? You know,
she's speaking on it too soon. She's speaking too soon. You said Tisha was the one who was speaking on it.
No.
Yeah.
Oh.
Tisha was one who said. Tisha said to Mel.
Tisha said, that's why Mel was like, and you need, and your husband cheat on you and you don't care. She was saying that's why she said that. Because that's what Tisha had said about, her baby. So that's why she was like,
Tisha's speaking too soon. I can't wait till we get into Love and Marriage Huntsville, because a lot of people in the comments really just want to dislike Mel, and they try to make her the same as Tisha, and it's not the same. It's not the same.
And y'all know I feel like I ate Mel up in the last review, and I'm team nobody, team observation and review. But if she ain't wrong, she ain't wrong, and if she wrong, she wrong. But last week's episode or this past Sunday, no ma'am, we gonna talk about it though. We gonna get into it. So I hope y'all don't dislike Mel, because I don't think she was wrong, baby.
I didn't either, and y'all know y'all know how they say. Y'all say they say I'm gonna put on my cape and all of that bullshit. I hate y'all.
No, hate them, girl. Shout out to Keisha real quick for the super chat. Y'all been sipping on something tonight? I have. I've been drinking my Black Girl Magic rosé. Black Girl Magic rosé. Black Girl Magic.
I try to drink on camera because the things go left when I drink on camera. So I just gotta have my water.
You already know, Scotty. You already know. But it's just
I had tequila and tonic, but now I'm drinking water.
He said, "Fuck them people," because
for sure.
They be on my neck, even my head top, Jamie. They be on my head top about it.
I don't know why they be on people's head.
I be like praying, like, please see it differently, bitch. See it differently. And then something else happened. I'll be like, nah, I still see it that way. I'm sorry.
I don't know why y'all be over here upset with Bondy. They be coming back. And that's for any of us on the panel, really. And make sure y'all watch our reviews, even though they don't be the same as yours. Y'all know y'all enjoy that. Y'all just be wanting to be combative, huh? It's okay. That's what the comments are for. We appreciate all of you, period.
Their feelings are hurt.
You know what I'm saying? They keep calling me a stan. I am not a stan.
Somebody said you a stan like they are.
Let me tell you something.
Let me tell you like me.
I'm going to tell you the difference between me and y'all.
Somebody said me a stan here.
I know that lady. Slightly different situation. I'm not a stan. I don't know it like that, but I know it better than y'all know it. But still, I feel like, I still feel like I don't be cutting no slack when I feel like something wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to leave Kimmy alone. I always feel like that.
Yes, ma'am. Shout out to Keisha Bellamy for the super chat. Wonderful live, ladies. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming through, honey. Thank you. Woo, I love the interruption of the TV talk. We're about to get back into some more TV talk.
I know, right?
Got a few more shows to get into, and we will be getting into Love and Marriage Huntsville. So make sure you hang out and make sure that you like the video. We appreciate you all. Real quick, we are about to talk about Put a Ring on It. Real quick, child. Otis apologizes to Charlie. Y'all know he ended up walking off on her, coming back. He acknowledged his wrongs. All seems to be well with Otis and Charlie. They still need more therapy for me. I don't see them overcoming anything anytime soon. I think they had great sex that night, though. I really do. After he came back and apologized, she put that smile on her face. She was really happy. I said, they're going to go home, bang, 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 do that thing. Everything's going to be good. And then in 2 weeks, they're going to go back to where they were. That's what I think about the two of them. What are your thoughts?
They had great sex. I think he was full of shit. I think everything he said was a manipulation. I don't think he genuinely meant any of it. I think he has deep rooted issues with his mom, and he needs to go to therapy and deal with that, because I think a lot of the way he antagonizes Charlie is about how he feels about his mom.
Mm-hmm.
Because the way he talked about his mom with the dad, it just made me, it made me feel like that's where that angst is coming from. Because he was like, I don't know how you dealt with mom. It's like, damn, how you gonna talk about your mom like that, nigga? That's kind of, he was like really driving that in. And then based off what the dad said, the dad was basically saying that I was fucking up and I didn't see that I was fucking up, and maybe you need to see that you fucking up, and to see them, I don't know, pretend to not make up when it's obvious that they probably did. I don't know. I just think all of the relationships need to end. But for some reason, I feel like it's going to be a 2 out of 3.
Thank you so much, Teresa, for the super chat. Just an appreciation post. I so look forward to Thursday nights. Love y'all. Thank you so much. We love you back. We appreciate the support.
Thursday nights too. We every week we'd be like, "Is it Thursday yet?" Yep.
Right.
I feel like Otis fake cried. He rubbed his face to make his eyes, red and watery. And they really
yes, he did, Jamie.
And I feel like Charlena know he full of shit. I feel like she's put up with this for the shit this for this long, and I don't know why she acting like she's not fed up, but then she forgave him. And I don't like them together because he seemed like a fucking psychopath because he had no emotions. Ooh. And I don't like people who don't show no emotions. Like, he acts like a robot, and like he intentionally does stuff because he doesn't feel anything. He wants her to feel everything, and it aggravates me that he like pushes through shit, but she stayed. And I'm like, you could have left him because you was mad enough to leave, and you didn't. Something like, just go away, like leave him with his daddy, and move on. But I don't like it at all.
Yeah, her first red flag was when she found out his name was Otis.
Yes,
that would have been it for me. Wouldn't date a man named Otis. Not that age. No. Yeah, I don't believe him, but I also don't think she's gonna leave either. I also hated how Shay tried to project her ain't shit ass dude who's always cheating on her publicly, and tried to ask Shay. She tried to ask Charlie if he was lying about the Instagram messages or something like that. Do y'all remember that scene? She was like, "Oh, well, it was a scene when all the ladies were sitting together, and Charlie was telling the women about the Instagram post." And she said, "Well, I'm just speaking from experience. Is that all that was said?" And Charlie shut it down and was like, "I saw the messages. That's all that was said." Charlie was trying to make it clear that she was upset that she didn't know they were talking. But Shay tried to make it seem like it was more than that, because I think she wanted validation that dudes cheating really is normal. So I feel like she was trying to project her situation on
She did.
Charlie and Otis.
But Otis isn't. I think Alfonso cheats, and Shay knows it. I think with Otis, I don't think Otis is a cheater. I think Otis is just someone who treats her like shit. But I don't see him like actively cheating on her. I think that's why he showed her the messages. I think Alfonso would for sure be doing shit and hide it from Shay because he gonna, he don't want to fuss and argue. I don't see Otis really cheating on Charlene. He just gonna be an asshole, who's mean to her.
Right.
And I do think Shay felt like, well, my man, do this. Well, her man ain't your man.
Well, let's talk about somebody else's man. Kenneth. His brother comes over to the house and then want to talk about how he feel like Kenneth is Shorty's puppet and saying that she needs to meet him halfway. I said, baby, how far you want her to go? So she done went all the way up the damn road. She done met him halfway and surpassed it. What do you want her to do? I'm confused, sir. What do you want her to do? And it was crazy, but he was so right when the brother said, she be coming to our mama complaining about you as if we not going to choose your style. I said, that's one thing a family don't choose. That's one thing they're going to do is choose their raggedy ass family member side. You're absolutely correct. All right. So basically we could blame your mama.
That's why that's why That's why I'm not mad at her for going to the mama complaining. Bitch, you need to hear about the bad job you did with this nigga, okay? Somebody needs to be accountable because you failed him. So I need you to hear how your know nothing, do nothing ass son won't leave me alone. Come get him then. See if this how we're gonna take his side. Come pick him up. Okay, come get him.
Exactly.
If she had that energy, I feel like Shorty need to hold herself accountable. The brother was right, but he was very much giving all that a trifling ass family gives. Whenever, they son who really ain't about nothing, they finally go get something good, they be like, then why is you with him? Like, we know he ain't shit. You know he ain't shit. Why are you still with him? So I think his brother knows that he really ain't about nothing, but at the same time, I think it's like, he 35. The days of raising him are over. So leave or stay.
And I think the brother felt. I think everyone is aware of who Kenneth is, including and Shorty. So I think their issue is, how he is, and you complaining, but you staying with him. What you want us to do? We not even with the nigga. You with the nigga. So I feel like even with Charlene and Shay, they at least like they do. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Shorty even like Kenneth. Like the way she speaks about him is like, you don't like that nigga. So It's hard for me to feel bad for you when you don't even want to really be with him. He just won't leave you alone. So I'm like, go get a PPO, and when he come around, you have that arrested and let that be. But coming on the show and dogging him out doesn't help you because we all say the same thing. Leave that man alone. Like, let him get arrested, go to jail, do some time, and let that be. But I mean, to just keep downing him to his mom and them, they like, we know he ain't shit. What you leave him? We don't want him either. You keep him over there. But I mean, he said that she wanted to. Kenneth said she can't come back for the dick, and I was like, well, I mean, I guess it was worth the wait.
I wouldn't be surprised though. He probably right. You know what I'm saying? Because
toxic pain.
When you ain't got it like that, you ain't got no choice but to slang it.
He don't know how to do nothing else but bounce that little lady on top of his thick thighs. I promise you.
Idiot.
Yeah, that's why she there.
Facts. With his tall body, because she's so short. It's just definitely giving.
You know what?
Legs and hands, bam.
And this is the thing. Ain't nothing wrong with her wanting his. Ain't nothing wrong with Shorty wanting that man for dick. Because at the end of the day, dick is supposed to be wanted. So she wants that man for dick. That is perfectly right. Okay.
It was giving him a stick beside him because that's what she was saying.
That's what she did.
That's what she said. She said by that time.
No, it was giving him a fucking ride him. You talking about stick beside him? It was giving him a ride him. Excuse me.
I'll pay majority of the bills if he hit like this. That's what she was thinking. Unfortunately, until after a while you got used to it and then bills start stacking
I was
up,
just about to say, unfortunately. Look, I was just talking about these men have Delilah energy. Y'all have got to be careful. There's some men out here that are Delilahs. They are in your life to dick you down and suck you dry. Okay, they are Delilahs. Run from them.
Not suck you dry, boy.
Girl,
it'd be a whole situation.
Everything you got,
you dry.
Okay, listen, you gonna get dehydrated.
Shorty been with that man with 3 years. Who ain't shit for dick? The dick will do that. Okay, look, it's only so long I can deal with a broke, no good nigga. 3 years of good dick for nothing. He ain't got no money.
Bad
he ain't got no house.
You gotta take Benadryl to go to sleep so you don't text. He's like, let me take my ass to sleep before I grab my phone.
Ooh, Lord.
Self-control.
That is comical. All right, y'all. So let's talk about Shay. Shay has decided to put her foot down yet again, child, for Fonzo, but he still feel like it ain't nothing he can do because he's not finna change his mama. He not finna talk to his mama. She's stuck in her ways. All right. He also goes to talk to Dr. Nicole. And what was interesting was that he hasn't been in a relationship with his baby mama in about 4 years, but they never ended the relationship. It just phased out. And I was like, that is so open, I guess, open-ended or whatnot. Like, that means she could come back at any moment. Like, and it also sounded like something that was the norm. So when y'all were on a break, Shay came in So yeah, they blaming Shay for y'all not being together. Like that is, yeah, that's what they're doing. They blaming Shay, and he's still smashing on that lady.
When he said we broke up about 3 years ago, it phased out. I'm looking like that means you kept fucking that lady. Ain't no reason for that lady to me. Yeah, if you kept fucking her. And the fact I always thought that he had somebody in between the baby mama, and I thought it was a little girlfriend in between there. The fact that it went from the baby mama to Shay with no one directly in between, you kept fucking both of them, and that's why the baby mama feel like we can probably get back together because we were still fucking around the whole time. So they don't take
stupid though.
They don't take her serious.
Baby mama stupid. She don't realize you was getting cheated on with a whole bunch of other girls, which is why there was no in between, because the girls who were there with Shay were probably still some of the same girls that were there with the BM. So Shay just became the new main girl. And I wonder what happened.
They both probably was main girls. Both, I think it feel like the baby mama was main girl to the family because she around the family, and Shay was main girl probably around him in the industry.
Yeah, you know why? Because Shay gives all the aesthetic. Baby mama probably looked like regular schmegler, especially because she the one with all the kids.
How many kids they got?
I thought it was one.
I thought he said it was three.
He had 3 kids. Only one of them is with her.
I thought he had a son with her, but I don't know.
Yeah, they was only one kid with that lady with her.
I'm tired of Shay playing in our damn face. You knew what the fuck it was when you got with this man.
That part.
Stop playing. What's the confusion? Why we keep acting like this is a family issue? This is not a family issue. This is a ranking issue. I'm like, we wasting our time. Like, go ahead and create a sister wife situation with that woman and go on out my face.
And stop raising your blood pressure. I don't know why y'all like to act like y'all don't know what's going on and then come in contact with it and want to get your pressure all up. Bitch, you gonna end up dead before him. If you let him raise your blood pressure because he doing something you know he gonna do. Stop playing this role. Because that's a role y'all play when y'all get all upset behind these niggas cheating when y'all know that's what they do. Chill out.
Definitely seeking validation. Anything else on put a ring on it?
Nope.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and transition over to Ready to Love reunion part 2. I'm so glad this season over with y'all. I am just so I don't know. I'm feeling like this was one of the worst seasons, but maybe not. Maybe it was the previous season. But what I do want is a break. Give us a break from Ready to Love. Give us a month, maybe, before you bring back the Ready to Love Miami or wherever y'all finna go next, okay? Glad the reunion is over, but some of the things that took place. The first thing I want to talk about is Precious. Precious done cussed out Laverne and then cussed out Demetrius, okay? Cussed out Demetrius so much that she decided to hop off the stage. Like, I'm gone, I'm out. I think she fully left the reunion. Now, she cussed out Laverne for the things that he said to Sabrina. But what we learned is that Carmen was the one that was in the middle of all of the mess. She the one that got started. But ain't nobody saying nothing to mother Carmen for some reason. Miss Joy, why you over there talking, girl? You should have been saying something to your bestie, right? So I wanted to get you guys' thoughts on Precious and whether or not you felt like, Precious made a fool of herself. Maybe she did it. I felt like she did a bit too much, but I want to hear you all's thoughts.
This season was a shit show. I thought this season aggravated. It was just, I'm so over it all. I don't have no comments because I feel like everybody on the show had fuck up, just which is aggravated in one way or the other, and it became less about what actually happened on the show, and it was more about what happened behind the scenes, on phone calls, and all this extra bullshit. And I hate when shows don't really stick to the show. Like, more was spent on a conversation between Carmen, Sabrina, all of them than what we've seen on the show. I'm like, honey, be blessed. Peace be on to them people. I hope you all have babies, have money, and leave it be. That's it. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Keisha, for the super chat. Fonzo Ross was smashing both, and he hits occasionally. Thank you for the super chat, Keisha. That was regarding put a ring on it. Sorry, I'm late on catching that super chat.
So
go ahead.
For Ready to Love, for me, Joy was like the main, oh my God, why are you like this? Moment for me. I'm mad that I'm mad
Precious.
that I was reading it and I was right. I'm mad I was this right about her. Because as soon as she ran to go and kiss that man, I was like, bitch, where's the calm down? Where's the class? Where's the let the man come to meanness? Where's the Claire Huxtable in this? And we have just seen her increasingly do things that just seem like you really want these men to like you so bad, and you're supposed to be grown. You're not supposed to be doing these types of things. So the way she came at the Kia, I mean, first of all, laughing, talking about that's funny. Ma'am, we can tell that you are bothered by the fact that your man was telling that woman that he was still open to her. When you sit up here talking about this since the beginning bullshit, that's why he had to validate the bullshit that she was talking about. Yeah, there was no reason for me to say anything because, it had been like that since the beginning. And I was like, yeah, but in the clip, like 3 times, you told her that you were still open to her. So I think Joy was mad about that, and that's why she felt the need to degrade the Kia the way she did. And it was so unwarranted and unnecessary. Like, the Kia does not want your man. That's not what this is about. You were just really nasty about it, and it was just unnecessary. And I'm glad Sabrina was sitting next to her and giving it a woo woo woo, because they were just, unnecessary. Like when she said she made this shit up in her mind, y'all. When she said
Joy full
Yeah.
of
you made
shit,
it up in
period.
your mind, I said, bitch, how dare you? How dare you?
Joy
And
full of
It
shit,
was.
period. Because remember, Joy was the one to tell Clifton that he needed to have this conversation
She was.
with Daikia. So for you to
Yep.
come and sit your raggedy ass down on this couch and try and make it seem like this woman created some things in her head. Granted, I was a person that felt like, listen, Daikia, you already knew the connection was strong, so you should not be surprised. But at the end of the day, based on this process, he should have told her, hey, out of courtesy, let me not lead you on. I'm going to continue to move forward with X, Y, and Z. So the NIGGA was wrong, period. And she's sitting up there giving all this extra stuff. They show a fucking trailer. She over here laughing. I wanted somebody to deck her ass in her damn face. Like, what's
I
that
did.
for?
I
With your
wanted
whack
somebody
ass.
to.
And then you got Daikia crying, but I don't think Daikia was crying out of hurt. I think she was crying out of frustration for not being able to get her point across with your
Yep.
ignorant ass. And we're going to see what it's looking like for you in the next 5 years with Clifton.
girl,
She
Shit
gonna
made
be
me so
looking like
fucking
Clifton
mad.
other two
I'm about to say baby
ex-wives with
mama.
young children. Well, he got the first wife got older kids, but then he was recently divorced and had like a 2 or 3-year-old when he came on the show. But I'm like, the shit was comical. Like the way she laughed at the kid to keep from crying was very much giving that Squidward ass meme where you was embarrassed. And I feel like she really tried to go in on Dakia because Clifton wouldn't do it. So she had been telling him to do it the whole season. So she like, since you're not gonna be mean, I'm gonna be mean. It was embarrassing. And then you came on the show. You said not only are you planning to have a baby with this man, but you want to quit your job, and then he gets on the knee to give you a fucking house key so you can help split bills with your clown ass. I'm just like, so who's the winner? And you thought that there was a flex? Like, I got the biggest laugh at the end of that. Like, wow, you a whole clown. I was laughing even harder than she was laughing at the Kia. But I wanted to speak on Precious. I thought Precious was doing a lot. I think it's how you say it. I think she fell victim to like one of those Candace things, like Candace does a lot of time on Real Housewives of Potomac, where somebody goes 5 and then you go 5,000, and it's like, whoa, calm down. She was absolutely triggered. I think that she had every right to hold Demetrius accountable for what he said, regardless of if all of the other men said it. She specifically asked him about it, and he couldn't come up with an answer. So I'm just like, Carmen considered herself to be a whole ass socialite and brought her sugar daddy ass ex-boyfriend on the show. And nobody called her a hoe. Joy sat there their entire season making innuendos, joking about, letting some of the dudes stick they pen in her kidneys. Like, you joked about that the entire season and nobody called Joy a hoe. So I think that Precious should have came better prepared with her message, and she could have got the point across to all the men. But for whatever reason, she was triggered. And I honestly think it's just because she wasn't the chosen one out of the ladies, and she knew exactly what it was, but she didn't know how to articulate it.
Okay, like so for me, with Precious, she was doing too much. She was triggered, but he was triggering her. When he questioned whether she was high or drunk after, also, I don't know. I just feel like he was gaslighting her throughout that conversation because there were multiple times where she had him in a corner. Like, she set him up. Like, okay, so can you give me examples of when I showed you that I was a party girl? Can you explain that to me? He couldn't explain it to her. So he deflected. He started talking to her like, well, you gonna be quiet so I can say what I gotta say. Like all of that shit, all of that was deflection. Okay. And then she corrected you for how you talk to her. And then he, asked kind of what? Kind of downplay the situation, like, it's not a big deal. And you acting like she's like, yeah, it's a big deal because you fucking with my reputation, meaning you had me up there looking like I was a hoe to everybody because of what you said. And everybody might have been feeling that way, but nobody had actually said it until he said it. At least that's the way it seemed. So I think ultimately he could have just been more apologetic about it, but he didn't want to keep it a buck and say calling her a party girl was really him saying he felt like she was easy. Like, I think that's what y'all thought. Y'all thought she was easy. And that's why I think Tori came at her all nasty like. And now he gonna turn around and lie. I heard he lying on interviews and shit, talking about the producers told him to do it. And I'm just like, I don't give a fuck what you talking about. Your energy in that scene with Precious was, I'm gonna try to fuck Precious to make Sabrina jealous.
Yep.
And it did not work because Precious was not the person that y'all thought she was, just because she would get a little loosey goosey and flirt in conversation with y'all. So I feel like they were wrong. I feel like she blew up, but I ain't gonna lie, watching her drive off in her G-Wagon was nice. I was like, girl,
that was a nice G-Wagon. I was like, okay.
That's why I was like, girl, go ahead home, fuck all them. Because honestly, I think that it wasn't okay. So think about the way they be cutting up these reunion shows. Sometimes I think Tommy says shit that comes off as like, one-sided when he's hosting. You know what I'm saying? So I wondered when she got up, was it just about Demetrius or was it also about Tommy? Because Tommy was, oh, why are you cursing and doing all of that? But remember when Eric was cursing the Kia out, we didn't get that same, hold up, man. Hell, even Paul and them were reacting to Eric like, damn, he doing a lot. And Tommy didn't say anything. But then when Precious started going off, then all of a sudden everybody wants to get all, like, oh my God. So I kind of feel like she felt like they were playing with her even in that moment. And I think she just is one of those people that didn't know how to basically Claire Huxtable the situation. She blew up on that ass.
Hold on. What now?
I didn't click on that. I don't know what happened. Sorry about that.
Oh.
That was so rude, so nasty, and so rude. Like,
I was like, what happened? I was in the kitchen, like, I just heard Cardi B. What happened?
Like, what's that? Like, sorry, interruption. Anyway, feel a way about that. What else ended up taking place? We talked about Joy. Tina calls Paul a motherfucking liar, and then talked about how she was on three-way with somebody. And I guess they gave him some information about Paul doing the show because he was trying to sell a book. I feel like some part of what Tina was saying was truth. Like, Paul is full of SHI, which she actually confirmed what Carmen was already saying about like what he said about the ladies, the type of woman that he wants to date. So I do think Paul is bogus. But that three-way call, I don't know. Why would he have somebody
I don't believe
extra?
Tina.
You don't believe Tina at all?
I think he do be on bullshit, but I don't believe the book situation. Oh no, the part I didn't believe was whenever she said you tried to get me to self-eliminate so we could be together. The reason why I didn't believe that is because Paul stayed till the end. So if she would have just prioritized her relationship with Paul, they would have stayed till the end. There would be no need for them to self-eliminate to be together. Right. I feel like Tina just wanted somebody else to be on bullshit because she was on bullshit, which was ghosting. So I don't know. I do think some of the stuff that Paul says, probably bogus. She probably had something to say. But as far as she just did a lot to me. I think she was just trying to expose him because she felt exposed because people were holding her accountable for leaving.
Yeah.
I kind of believed a lot of what she said because Paul always had that surprise but kind of smiling, embarrassed look on his face when people put him on blast for shit. And he had that same look on his face when she said that. I don't know if she had the details correct because I don't think she pays attention enough to have, like, it may not have been a book, it may have been an album, whatever the fuck is going on. Paul is definitely capitalizing off this situation with his social media.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we can definitely say that. But Tina is like, I think, people should beware of her. I think she needs some extensive therapy. Like, she definitely gives off dark energy. She's beautiful, but that's the only thing. Like, she's incredibly
Facts.
beautiful, and that's the
There's
only
something
thing.
wrong.
She
But
is very beautiful.
her attitude and her energy is kind of low-key manic and it's weird. And I feel like she needs to go to therapy because I think she might, something might be going on. The way she ghosts on people and all of that type of shit, that should just, kind of sound like somebody that might have an issue that they need to get checked out. And that's not no shade because I think, we all have
Her ex said she did that when they was dating.
right. So that's why I was saying, I feel like it might be something deeper going on with her, which is what we're picking up. Like there's a crazy behind the eyes thing going on with Tina. Just a little bit. But I still feel like Paul, I think she might have been trying to ruin him with saying that he wanted her to self-eliminate. But I also still feel like Paul was on bullshit.
Yeah, I see Necey's point, but I agree with Bondy. I feel like he was definitely bogus as fuck, and he was also BS. And you got two women saying this, so I'm willing to believe it about you. The last thing I just wanted to highlight about Ready to Love before we move on is what is the guy sitting in this corner above Demetrius that Ace went on a date with? They wasted this man's time. I don't think I recall him opening his mouth to any questions.
They wasted that other lady time too. The one
on the other end, the opposite end.
Yes, her too.
But didn't he ask her questions on the first episode though?
Shoot, if he did, it don't matter because I can't remember.
Because the other,
she didn't.
Well, either way, people, good luck. Let's go ahead and move on. Real Housewives of Atlanta. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. Let's talk about this show. Okay, so Kenya goes over to see Sheree. Sheree, they talk about Marlo's event. Le eBay is what they're calling it. And Sheree throws shade saying that she could have wore her joggers. And I'm just trying to figure out, again, Marlo, why is it okay for Sheree to throw shade, but it's not okay for Kenya to throw shade at your event? Now, Kenya ends up telling Sheree about the things that Drew is going through with her marriage and this assistant. And I don't think Drew liked that too much. I'm trying to see if y'all think Kenya was wrong for sharing that. I guess not, since they always share.
I loved it.
Amongst each other what's going on. But I feel like she told her about that, and then she also told her about the assistant. Like they got an assistant that works together. So that's gonna be the start of the beef between Sheree and Drew. It's about to be some action.
Always gonna have.
I think it made sense to have a new bone carrier. I think Kenya been messy for a while, but it was a different kind of messy. And now she's trying to be like, I didn't start it. I'm just passing along information innocently. And if it caused beef, it ain't on me. Even for Marlo and Kenya's back and forth, I feel like I just don't like that Marlo was aware that other folks talk shit, but her main issue was only with Kenya. I'm like, Sheree talk shit too. And so did Sonya, so did Kenya. Everybody did, so that part was weird for me. But it's weird seeing Kenya and Sheree kind of kiki about Drew, considering they used to have beef too. Mm-hmm. So it's like it's everyone just trying to find their footing and find like a storyline. Because is it going to be Drew being crazy, Drew's assistant, Drew's marriage being fucked up or whatever? But I'm like, that's Drew's issue. I just wish, it could have been not so messy. And even in the way Kenya telling Sheree, well, the assistant is telling Drew stuff. I'm like, that's the assistant's issue, not Drew. Drew didn't even say anything that he said besides telling him so that I should not know. So I feel like it's going to kind of be a whole misunderstanding that goes and gets blown up, and then it'll give us, 2022 fight of the show.
True.
So for me with Marlo, I think Marlo knows that in order for her to make a splash on Housewives, she has to be anti somebody, and Kenya is an easy target. So she's gonna pick a fight, even though Kenya kind of has her hands up, like, girl, I don't know why you coming for me because I ain't even on that energy. So I think it's kind of funny. I also feel like whatever Kenya said to Sheree, honestly, I was entertained. I don't really care. Like, everything's gonna be talked about. Like, get over it.
True.
I was super excited to see Kenya return some tea to Sheree, because Sheree thought she was gonna be the bone carrier and not have nobody talk about her shit. Because one thing Sheree didn't do was deny that she didn't pay that man. Sheree looked like she had shit on her face, and it was hilarious whenever she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna sit here and gossip and talk about everybody," but she didn't expect Kenya to be like, "I heard you owe people money." So I'm here for it. I'm not here for the assistant though. He's doing the most. He's very much trying to get a peach or a plum or anything.
They say that's the same assistant that was on Basketball Wives that was telling the stories about Malaysia's how she take care of her children. That's the same guy.
But you know what makes sense? If they're showing him just so that we can see who he is, but they won't really show him again, it'll just be beef between Drew and Sheree. But Sheree, like Necey said, was Sheree not saying, well, I did pay him? It do seem like what was being said was true, because she didn't really deny anything.
And also, why would Sheree even get mad at Drew? As if Drew was the one who started the rumor. Right. Like, I think she was just mad that Drew was sharing facts. Because I'm like, why wouldn't you just go straight to the source unless you owe him some money?
Right. Right. And avoided that altogether, saying, oh, I work with him sometimes. But you didn't answer the question.
Candy told Drew, go talk to Sheree. So it's weird that, so what could be weird too is Candy told Drew, go talk to Sheree, but Candy then told Kenya, who then told Sheree. So it's like nobody thought to let Drew have the conversation with Sheree herself. So I'm like, that to me can also be messy, as well. And I think when Drew was when we seen the footage of Drew telling it to Candy, it didn't seem messy. It seemed like, girl, he was saying stuff and I don't think I'm supposed to know. And Candy, go talk to Sheree. So I think it kind of makes sense. But it's gonna, it's always mess. But it seems like it's gonna be entertaining mess, and it's not like made up shit. Or it's not stuff that we've already, they've already hashed out. I'm just happy it's not no old, drama from 4 seasons ago that kind of comes back up. I'm happy it's something new to be like, okay, well,
I'll tell you what. These assistants better not be the damn bolo of the season. Because if we're talking about assistants the entire season, if we talking about Ralph's assistant, if we talking about Drew's assistant, the entire season, you might as well cast the damn assistants, because I don't want to hear this one thing for an entire season.
Yeah,
yes, Necey.
People liking this now. Yeah,
what you say, Bondy?
You can't keep mentioning they likeness, because they don't like that when you mention their likeness.
Oh, girl, I cannot deal with you.
They quit social. They stopped doing lives. They stopped on social media.
Girl, don't they stop doing lives? Oh my!
Online for a whole hour, honey. You know how don't they, Jay?
Lock their baby daddies and stuff. Oh wow! Well,
but Drew fucking that, not Drew. Ralph fucking that lady. That's not nice.
Oh, you think so?
If the lady exists,
yeah. Because I feel like
Candy found her.
Because he's not media.
I've been trying to find her. I thought you found her. I got excited.
I can't say she did. I feel like the Drew's assistant is an assistant. We seen him a little bit. That lady with Ralph, we ain't seen her. He's supposed to fire her. I think she's gonna be a topic because of the text and him saying how, well, I didn't say I was gonna stop talking to her. I didn't say I was gonna work. I'm like, nigga, I would prefer that you.
So rude.
I was like, what the fuck is wrong with Ralph? Girl, I was like, so I don't mind them mentioning Ralph's assistant, because I think that's more of a point to their storyline than Drew's assistant in Sheree's old shit. You know what I'm saying? Like Ralph and that lady is like, it makes sense. That's her husband, someone who's trying to fuck that lady. So I don't mind her being mentioned, but the Andrew, whatever the man's name is, go ahead on.
Hello. Whatever they say Ralph did, He did that
shit.
Rob can't even properly defend himself. When Todd said, so what do you think? He
Here come the bullshit. When Todd tells you, here come the bullshit, whatever they say he did that shit.
Did.
Okay? I don't care if it's an old lady, a young lady, an assistant, a bitch in Tampa. I don't care. He's doing it all. And Drew knows he's doing it. Like,
Todd is funny.
Yeah,
Todd called that ass out.
Did y'all like seeing the guys sitting around talking?
Yes.
QC.
Me too, because Real Housewives of New Jersey, we always see that with the guys. So I loved seeing only the guys interact with each other. And I wouldn't mind if they did it more, because when you watch Real Housewives of New Jersey, it's like the guys are ingrained in the show. Like, it's like Love and Marriage Huntsville. So I actually really like to see them do their own thing. Hold on, y'all, real quick. Shout out to Mims. Thank you so much for the super chat. Anthony couldn't mess up black women, so he moved to Real Housewives. Oh, or you meant Basketball Wives. Sorry. So he moved to Real Housewives of Atlanta. Yeah.
I'm like, who was Mims? I'm like, those are the.
Yeah.
Oh, Mims, make it make sense.
I was like,
yeah.
Yes.
I hope that the men talk more. I think it's cute to see that go on, because it gives a little break in between the women's bullshit. To see, just the guys, chit chat. It was funny seeing Todd and Aaron's fine ass, talk about, Rouse punk ass.
Period. Agreed. All right, y'all. Candy and Todd, they're arguing over this New Jersey house and stuff. And Candy I ain't got no key to that New Jersey house or whatever like that. Because he wanted to take some items from the pool and put it in the New Jersey house. Come to find out, with the New Jersey house, he had it with an ex. He bought her out of that home. Now it's his home that he could potentially rent out for about $3K to $5K out there in New Jersey. And I said, I bet you can. Yeah. Right. So Candy is feeling like, well, my name ain't on that house, even though Todd told her she could get a key. And he's like, well, my name ain't on this house. I don't know about y'all, but I felt like that scene was forced. It was giving y'all been married for years, been together longer than y'all been married. And Candy, you've known about this home for a long time. If he's telling you that this was a house he had with his ex, why are y'all trying to make this seem like y'all got an issue in y'all marriage? When y'all don't. I really don't think they do. I could see them not smashing as much as they used to because they so busy because of Candy. But I also didn't like the conversation she had with him in the kitchen, talking about she needs his help. It's like, girl, you the one that's booked and busy. You the one that's always not there. You the one that Ace was crying for. So why would you say that to him?
I didn't even say nothing about that in my review, because I felt like they was trying to make something out of nothing, and it ain't gonna be nothing. Just because, what was I gonna say? I can't remember. I just feel like it wasn't about nothing. I really don't even care. Y'all been together for too long, just as you mentioned, Jamie.
It was a scheme that Candy set up this time.
Yeah, I don't feel like it was real either, and specifically because it's like, Candy, come on. Candy, you're cheap. Are you really not going to stay in a place that y'all already own? Come on, Candy, stop it. You're gonna stay in the Jersey place. You're having it renovated, right? Y'all make sure y'all have it sanitized and all of the girl shit is out there. It's been years. Come on, Candy. You're not gonna get another place to stay in when you already have a place in that vicinity. That don't even sound like Candy. So I want to
real to stay.
All right.
What else was going on with that scene? This is what I wanted to say. I do feel like they're trying to make it seem as if Ty could possibly be cheating on Candy. When he said he was going to Miami to just, whatever. It's the way they're setting it up. But I want y'all to know, whatever Ty does, if Ty is doing stuff, Candy knows about it, and that's the people business. I bet you.
Period. I agree.
Todd or Marvin, Bondy, or Marvin.
Marvin. And I'm gonna tell you something. I believe that too.
He looked like a Marvin on his all days.
I've known some Marvins.
Y'all forgot that.
I'm saying that I feel like it was probably
Marvin back in the day.
Was in New York.
Portia said that he was cheating on her and telling women that his name was Marvin, and low key he looked like a Marvin. So I mean, that is something that I have no desire to find out. Don't care. But yeah, if he did, I could see it.
And I think Candy knows all about the name Marvin. If that is the case, as Bondy said. Anything else on Candy and Todd?
Mm-mm.
All right. So Ralph and Drew. So he decided that he was going to fire his assistant full of shit, but never stopped communicating with her. Then had the audacity to do all this glamorous planning for Drew to come and sit down at dinner with him at his Taylor's location, only for him to gaslight her even more, as he has already done so many times. Shout out to Bravo for playing the clip of the gaslighting or whatnot. But I just hated that so much. You did all of this. You get her there. You don't want to really talk about the main issues. And it's just a simple conversation. And he gets upset because he's like, oh, I did all of this for you. You know, I regret it. I should have never done it. The reason you did that, Ralph, is because that's your way of continuing to escape accountability. You do all of these big grand things as if that's supposed to replace the accountability that you should have took a long time ago. And you think she's supposed to just forget because you don't want to address stuff. And when he said, can we just save the conversation for Dr. Ken? I was thinking about Kenneth, literally, from Put a Ring on It, because he said, let's save this conversation for Dr. Nicole. And it's like, y'all just don't want to deal with the real issues at hand, which is y'all full of shit. So and then here's the thing for me. He did all this glamorous stuff to take this woman on a whatever type of date, when really all Drew wanted was communication, and he could have just had the chef make a cute little dinner at the damn house. She just wanted to feel like she was heard. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And he didn't give her that. Then you got her sitting at this table making her feel stupid, and you want to talk about what Dr. Ken said, but this is the trigger. When Dr. Ken sat up there and said that he
was a maniac.
Yes, that's when he started to go crazy. I said, somebody must have told this man that when he was younger, because that really pissed him the hell off to be called a maniac.
He's not well.
Huh?
He's not well. He was triggered when she said that.
No,
yeah.
Y'all, I was watching, I'm going to go back and watch it again, the episode of, what's the show? Come on, I know my A Different World. Episode of Different World that I had never seen before, y'all. I had seen it, but I forgot. But it was an episode where the dean was the president. They basically did a flip where they put Dwayne in women's roles and how they have to
switch everything around.
Yes, they switched everything around, and he woke up, understanding how she felt about being a woman and how you have to be supportive and be quiet and be seen, and nobody listens to you, nobody cares about how you feel, and just how it's like you're screaming at people that are smiling at you like, we know you're in pain, but it doesn't matter right now because you have to do this, so suck it up, right. So just watching how that was flipped, even though I know what we go through as women, to watch it play out like that, it was just crazy. And I feel like that's what he does to her. He flips everything on her. This whole little dinner scene was a manipulation. It was a grand tool to manipulate her into not saying anything about what he said to her about that assistant. Yep. And just get over it. Like you said, no accountability. And because she was not going along with that, he then gonna turn around and say, well, I'm not gonna do this for you ever again because it doesn't work, as if she's not being grateful. When she says that she is grateful, it makes her feel like they could actually keep trying. He says, is this what makes you keep trying? So now you're just trying to create an argument, you're trying to create an issue so you can be in the victim role. That role. You want her to be wrong for something. So
it was Drew not smart because she don't know what gaslighting meant. When they said, when she was like, she had to look up. I'm like, you had to look up gaslighting.
She did.
Like, and people tell you he gaslighting you, and she said, no, he's not. How can you say he's not doing it when you don't know? When you don't know what it is. I feel like Drew maybe isn't the smartest person in the toolbox. She's a good person, but she just not that smart. You know, she's not a hammer or a screwdriver. And so Ralph know that, and I think Ralph used that against her, and she just sits and she just takes it. Because to her, she feel like he's a good husband, and she don't get what he's doing to her. I don't think she right don't watch the show. I'm like, he gaslights you, and she's telling her, I just want to talk about things. The fact that he won't talk to you, we would see you on a date to his Taylor's house. I'm like, why give me all dressed up when all I want is a conversation? And even when she tried to have like this, not even have it be like a tense conversation, like, so we can't talk. Him shutting her down to me, and when she was crying, and he didn't even emote any
Console.
like
That's it.
No.
nothing. It was like you're a psychopath because
Mhm.
even if I'm mad, I can't be mad at you until you upset because I love you. So how did you even love her? Because she
Right,
was
he's the
clearly
enemy.
like, just
He
sad.
sees
She
her
was
as
mad.
property. Narcissists don't really view people as an extension of what they see them as property. So they do view people as an extension of them, not their own being. So I think that's why he's so disconnected from her emotions, because she's supposed to play a role for him, and
It's
she
giving
wasn't
Tisha
playing
and
in that
Marceau.
role.
It's giving what?
It's giving
Oh, Tisha and I asked
I think
that
it's worse than that.
question. Who's
It
the
is.
Yeah, it's
worst,
worse than
Ralph
that.
or Marceau?
But Marceau
Ralph.
I think
will at
Ralph
least
is worse because
Marceau look
Because
act like
Ralph
he's
is actually
17.
attractive.
not
True.
just
But
that, but also because he got cameras in the house, and he got microphones in the house. Like he's on. I think he's on another level with it. I think that at
He's
the end of the
giving
day,
psychotic.
Marceau. Yeah, I think
yeah.
Marceau is the type that'll cheat, but he's not gonna like unalive somebody for being, for telling on him. Versus Ralph, that I feel like somebody might go missing around him. You know what I mean? Like, not to
Mm-hmm.
say that will happen, but that's the energy. Like, that's how serious the serious levelness feels. You know what I'm saying? At
It
the
Yeah,
same
Yep.
is.
time,
Yep.
Marcel operates sometimes on like Marcel loves Tisha. I don't think he doesn't love her. I don't know if Ralph loves Drew because I never
No.
see him give a fuck. With Marcel, he's an asshole when he's a cheater, but I still feel like he loves his wife. Like when she said, he's like, okay, I gotta be nice. Ralph won't
I
even be
don't know
nice
if
to
that's
Drew when he see like she's upset, and I'm like, that's the part I can't.
you can
He
never say
sat
it
there
though.
like this stoic, like you okay? Are you done? I'm like, this nigga, she said.
I think Marceau does the same thing. I just think that Marceau has been on a reality show for a long time and has figured out how to become more likable. Because if you remember on the first two seasons of the show, that was exactly how he was with Tisha. I mean, he didn't really show her any love. I mean, what you mean? When they went to Vegas, we couldn't even get this nigga to say he loved her in front of everybody.
Oh,
Like
help me,
it definitely,
Father.
But I think
The
that's
it
part of him
definitely felt
issue
trying to
like
be an
he was,
asshole.
Help
withholding.
me today.
That's him being
the
an
issue
asshole.
with Ralph and Drew is, I think that Drew is really insecure, and let's keep in mind she got that church background. So for number one, your first baby daddy went to jail for something, and then you was a single parent. So then you went and found this man who probably has a bunch of money, and you've guilt tripped yourself into staying with this man for the sake of what it looks like. For the sake of, because your mama a pastor, y'all should stay married for a long time. Because your first baby daddy was in jail and he was an absentee father, you feel like you should stay with him. I think she just needs to continue to watch herself on this TV show and actually leave. I think her own securities and her upbringings are causing her to stay with him. And those type of people always draw insecure women. Like exactly the example you was making, Bonnie, with Marcel and Tisha. Narcissists love women like that.
Whew. My goodness. Well, it's gonna be a long road for Drew and Ralph this season. I did see where she got on IG Live though. I know a lot. It's funny because a lot of people feel like the issues within their relationship are fake or within their marriage are fake as hell. A lot of people are not believing this, but I feel like their storyline is a little bit more believable than Candy's and Todd's. Like when Drew said that she left and went to Chicago and he ended up calling her, I said more must have happened between him and that assistant for her to just leave and go off to Chicago, right? Because she ended up doing an interview on Entertainment tonight, and she also got on live for her birthday. Her birthday was recently, and she wasn't wearing her ring, and I haven't seen her wear her ring in her recent photos. And I put in all caps multiple times on her live, Drew, where is your ring? And she didn't really answer it. She just said, hey, that's exactly what I was thinking, Jay Lee. Miss Nene Leaks, where is your scooter? Where is your ring? And she said, just continue to pray for us. Just still. She was not with her man. She was with friends and everybody else. So I'm like, ooh, girl,
I
it
don't think
really
she's
is
gonna leave
trouble.
though.
I don't think so
leaving. I
either.
think she's just doing
Let
this
me
because the show is airing, and she don't want
Absolutely.
people to go hard on her.
Mm.
let me tell you this
Well,
though. There are some things you can't fake. And honestly, as much as even if they think that they're faking this, we are seeing exactly what the fuck is going on. Like it doesn't even matter. Like we have eyes, we can see Ralph, okay? We can hear their conversations, all right? They're not smart enough to create this type of long-term You know what I'm saying? Like, think about it, y'all. We've been having this understanding of Ralph. They just got off of it. Last season, they started off the season with us finding out about them fucking cameras and shit. And then they just got off of it. And all of a sudden, he was, the best husband in the world, coming to the events and serving people and all of that shit, which was out of nowhere. And now we come back this season and we back to this same bullshit. Like, I do think they're using it for the show, but I think Ralph is exactly who we think he is.
And Todd called that out when the guys linked up, so we know something he bogus as hell.
Yeah,
And also, I saw somebody say that Todd said, that he was defending him on Candy's YouTube channel. And I'm gonna tell y'all this: they're branding those men. So even if he does feel like he on bullshit, he's still gonna back him up because they're trying to create something over there with the husband.
They are definitely. Don't they got like a little radio show or a podcast or something? The Real Housewives of Atlanta husbands are definitely linking up, creating. Yep.
They are smart. I think this is the first season where the guys like are around the same age. Their wives are around the same age. It's like a friendliness about it. Like I think before it was like, it's like the guys were cool, but they weren't like really hanging out. And I think they want to make this whole Ralph, Todd, Ann situation that maybe thought Tyrone be around, Tyrone ain't around there, could be something. So, I mean,
for sure. All right. Well, there's that on Real Housewives of Atlanta. We're about to go ahead and transition over into your favorite show, girl, Love and Marriage Huntsville. Go ahead and hit the like button. We have over 1,000 people watching at this time. Some of y'all may be asleep, girl, but wake up. Wake up. Y'all know how y'all be asleep and then them church commercials come on or something like that. And then you be waking up like, what the fuck is this? Scaring the hell out of you.
The greatest hits.
Yes, the greatest hit. Wake up. Wake up and go ahead and hit that like button.
Or in the arms of the angel. Fly away.
That is hilarious.
Y'all, I was watching Love and Hip Hop. Y'all, first of all, shout out to Love and Hip Hop for the compilation videos they do.
Bruh, I love those. I saw you posted on your community page. I actually went and watched the shit too.
Listen, y'all, I fell asleep on that one. I woke up first of all, I went to sleep having a dream that my man was texting somebody else and they taking pictures and shit. Like, that was my dream. I said, bitch, I know you fucking lying. But then I realized that I went to sleep to Brandy and Max's
my God.
YouTube. I said, bitch, I know you lying. My man ain't doing what?
Oh, that was getting into your mental while you were asleep.
Yes, girl. I said, why? Not when I got the password and I could just scope when I don't. You know what I'm saying? I could just look through. Girl, I'm not gonna play them no more because they're toxic. They're toxic.
Bro, but him with no teeth. Oh my God.
Just seeing Brandy go crazy over this man the way that she was. Y'all, this is what had me hollering, y'all. Tragic. Was when he left the house through the ring and she walked out there and he reversed the car on her. She stood in front of the car thinking he was gonna go forward, but he reversed the car all the way down the street.
Brother, the time she got on the hood of the car though. The time she got on the hood of the car, I was just like, oh my God, somebody come get her. Then
somebody come get her.
Come get her. Then when they went into the studio with Nikki Baby's like, hey, I just forgot my charger. Like, I just need to come in right quick to the charger. And I was just like, I know where I left it. Bro, I was just like, y'all doing all of this and y'all getting there. This nigga missing all of the teeth on the side. Like,
mouth like a possum.
Girl, that is too funny to me because those were the days of Love and Hip Hop that we enjoyed that I don't know if we'll ever get it back. Whew, but let's go ahead and
something else though. Find something. I need them to recreate that feeling in some capacity for me, bro.
Something. That shit there, boy. Brandy was insane. I couldn't believe she got like 3 kids. I
blame Whitney and Bobby.
She's pregnant with one. Ooh.
I blame Whitney and Bobby. I'm gonna tell you that. I do. I think she definitely romanticized that toxic relationship shit because that's her godmother. And I think she put her on such a pedestal. Y'all know she always tell everybody, the legend Whitney Houston is my godmother. She been telling everybody that for years, y'all. Lil Brandy, she let y'all
right
in the, Ray J and them are her cousins. Like, it's a whole situation. Okay?
That lady there.
I really do feel like she grew up idolizing. I think a lot of girls idolize toxic relationships with disrespectful niggas.
True.
And as long as and then you feel like you winning because he's successful. But
you know what, Bondy? To add to that, I think that's very true because of the songs we used to like listen to and get conditioned to when we were younger. Like a lot of them songs was not like faithful songs. It was people cheating on people, like the R&B music.
Girl, a message said I won't be coming on.
Why did he come to my head?
What?
Period. She doesn't fully understand me,
but
I'd rather leave than to cheat.
I'm not dealing with y'all today.
If you give me some
Like,
time, I could be there. Come on, Bondy.
But it's not inside of me.
And we be together 10 years.
I'm not dealing with y'all today.
Sometime to be alone. But love someone you just don't
treat them bad. Oh, how I feel so sad now that I wanna leave. She's crying to me. How could you let this be? I just need time to see where I wanna be. Where I wanna be.
That used to be my shit. That used to be my SHI. Hear me.
That was the shit, bro. And that song was the perfect example. It was a whole bunch of them like that, though.
Y'all know I gotta go listen to the lyrics now because I never thought that song was toxic.
Ooh, another one I just thought about. I had a teacher, y'all. I remember I had a teacher, and she used to say all the time she didn't like Destiny's Child when we was kids. She was like, because their music is I don't like the messaging. Ladies, leave your man at home. The club is full of ballers.
That used to be my shit.
Some people to cheat on their husbands. I was just kind of like my teacher was taking it way too seriously.
Yeah, she is.
Because it's 11:30 and the club is
like this about girlfriends and boyfriends, not husbands and wives. Calm down, Eric.
Right.
Calm down.
Last night you was staying at home.
Every time I hear that song, I think about this CD player I used to have in the bathroom. And me and my sisters, we had one of them bathrooms with it was 2 mirrors, a double mirror, and we would be getting ready and we could see each other in a reflection. Put that CD player in there, jump in.
Oh, dear. Listen.
That whole album, bro. That whole fucking album rock from the beginning to the end. The interludes, the everything. She not gonna love you. Like
I blame Candy. Everybody cheats, but you gotta know how. You gotta know where. Gotta know. Infatuation with you. It's taking me on an emotional high. Listen.
In this love affair, baby. Speculation won't bring it down. I'm not gonna do it. Friends are asking all about it. But the truth I can't believe. I don't play those games with Candy. She can do that. I cannot.
Secret. That's how we should. Hey.
Okay.
Everybody smile.
I'm not. I don't know what's going on here.
Stop.
Like I know.
You should never. Long as I'm right.
Here, right here.
You're never
gonna bring that
Cause the love that we share stays on my mind. Always gonna be a little secret of mine.
Because I'm looking at the dedication, and like it's funny, but I'm also looking at the dedication, waiting on the actual performance. Because I'm looking at Jami's face. Jami is giving the camera. I was like,
I swear I used to think I was in the videos when I was a kid. So when y'all be seeing them TikToks of the people driving in the imaginary cars, like if they in the video, that used to be me as a child. Girl, I used to literally hit this move as a kid.
In the corner. You have to be in the corner. You had to be in the corner. What? Don't let it be some SWV or some Mary J. Blige or some shit. You're on my mind. Stupid ass.
Listen, and High Five used to get me. I like, what was the song? High Five. I lay the way
Oh yeah.
you kiss me. Listen, my brothers, because I'm the only girl, my brothers used to be asleep. My mama used to do hair. So when she used to be gone, I used to be in the living room. You know what I'm saying? I used to just press play on that CD and be in there having my own concert. Girl, it was a mess. We've been together. Hey,
And I never felt
so good when I'm with you. Such a good time. Yes, it is. And I love to listen to like old school. I love to hear Tevin Campbell say he's ready. That's like one of my favorite songs. I'm ready. Like that's yes. Can we talk? Yes, we can, Tevin. We can have a conversation.
We're not gonna do it.
Moke and Steph and SWV. Okay. Appreciate your piece. We appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much. Moke and Steph. What Moke and Steph said? I always hear their name, but I can't remember right off the bat what they saw.
I thought it was just me.
Don't do that. Talking about y'all remember he wasn't man enough. Of course, that was my shit.
Oh, and Splackavelli. Y'all remember that song? Every woman need that one Splackavelli. A brother she can call when her man ain't doing her right. It was songs like that.
I don't know it like that.
That were toxic for the people. All right, y'all. We done giving y'all a concert.
But you know, put that.
Okay. We are done giving you guys a concert. We're about to go ahead and talk about love and marriage, Huntsville. Give me 1 second. I just want to make sure I didn't miss any thing over here in the chat. Okay, cool. I didn't miss any super chats or anything. I don't think. Okay, I think I got to the last one. All right, so we're about to talk about love and marriage, Huntsville. All right, go ahead and hit the like button. We're about to get into you guys' favorite show. We got a few things to talk about. First thing I want to talk about, Martell, still not interested in getting this builder's license. He feels as though guys are easy to make up with and that they are going to be friends forever and nothing's going to come in between them getting the builder's license. And I 1000% disagree. I just feel like for yourself, Martell, you should want to do better and you should want to have your own and not rely on nobody because you just don't know what's going to happen to that person. You know, like, I mean, God forbid that person passed away. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Isada. We appreciate you for the super chat. I love Celine Dion and LeAnn Rimes. I love me some Celine Dion as well.
Girl, don't even bring up
She's
how
that
we
girl.
used to be. Oh, Lord. Celine and that LeAnn Rimes. What was that? That 1999 Now Music CD. Okay.
Oh, yes. So, yeah, what are you guys' thoughts on Martell Holt and him not being interested in this license?
He's bumtastic. I'm tired of him. I'm gonna just say it. Like, I don't know like what happened in the childhood, but the lack of accountability, the lack of wanting to do your own work, the lack of understanding how you have to take responsibility for your own shit and in some capacity, Martell, like, oh my God, it is exhausting to watch you try to make sense out of you being lazy and not wanting to do what you need to do so that you are okay. And honestly, the fact that people continue to do this for you makes me wonder what you have on them. You seem like the type of sneaky ass nigga to get yourself in situations with people where you would get information on them that you can then later use against them, especially since your shit was blown up. There's no reason for you to keep anything to yourself now that all of your shit is out there. So now you can use all of those secrets that you have gathered from Marceau, Maurice, and Fred, okay, and Chris probably, to continue working and living off of them in some capacity, just so you don't have to go and get the builder's license that, from what I understand, is an open book test.
Everybody shaking in their damn boots.
Marcel,
Yeah, I think
he wasn't beefed out with Marcel. Like you was working with Marcel, y'all got beefed out. So me and Ken get beefed out and not work together. So it's weird that it's like he's making excuses to be lazy, and he uses it as a reason to need other people, or he make the people think they need him too. And I'm like, no, I like that Marcel. Like I'm not gonna work with him because I don't know who he owns. And I think anyone who does not want to better themselves, I don't want to partner with them. I'm surprised Fred's still in it. I'm like, Fred, he don't want to do shit.
Right.
He don't want to do shit. I'm like, that's to not even want to try to get your own and to say that I can always just depend on you. It's just stupid and lazy and immature. But that's Martell.
Mediocre as fuck. I think that's how you explain it. I think his whole life, the bar has been set pretty low for him, which is why his damn mama felt like there was no blame, and Martell was just such an excellent husband because he was much better than what she had. So I think that overall, this shit needs to start earlier. Stop giving these men low ass bars to achieve things. Like just because he takes care of his children, he makes a certain amount of money off of other people's shit. What? I don't know. It was just beyond me that he really said you can have your own, but you don't have to. When have y'all ever, he said you can have your own, but you don't have to. I've never heard a man logically think like that. Like women do that sometimes. You find you a man with a bunch of money. That's what they teach women. Some women. But then at the same time, women also operate under the guise of you can't have anything unless you know how to take care of yourself and take care of other people. That's what makes you a valuable partner when it comes to being a woman. When it comes to Martell, how is it that you can think you can be a man of a household by riding the coattails of other men? That's mediocre as fuck, and it's weak, and it's just, I'm disgusted.
It's unattractive to me. Anything that you have physically that would make you attractive makes that type of mentality unattractive. And you know what I think is funny? Yeah. I think his little girlfriend over there is figuring that out for herself. Ooh. I think it won't be too long now before she's completely done with him. I know it seems like she's going to keep going back, but I think a lot of her going back is to save face about their shitty relationship. But some of the things she's been saying tells me that she's starting to see that he's not a resource for her the way she thought he would be, because most of what he had was from Melody.
Yeah, I was thinking she's starting to see what Mel has complained about for some time now.
Because
shout out to
when you don't have him for 20% of the time, you know what I'm
right.
saying?
You don't get to see all of that. Right. Shout out to I Am Diva Nicole for the super chat. Moke and Steph had that song, He's Mine. You may have had him once, but I had him all the time. Yes. And Martell is dumb as hell. We appreciate you for the super chat, and thank you so much for reminding me of the song, because I knew I heard it before. I just didn't know of who the group was. So, yeah, I definitely agree with all of you ladies when it comes to Martell and this lack of getting a builder's license and relying on other people's credentials and hard work in that arena to propel you. But I guess some part of me is thinking that the colorless people do it all the time. So some part of me is like, don't judge him too hard, because I feel like they get away with that too. But anyway, child, let's move on. Mel is back in therapy. I don't know. I mean, that was an interesting session. Mel just said in so many words, like, I used to be the one to, when they go low, I'm going to go high type thing. But now I'm going to hell at this point. I don't give it. I sat back and I was quiet for quite a long time. So miss me with all that bullshit that you're talking about, Miss Therapist Girl. Okay. But it's good to see that she's getting back to therapy. I guess she's not going to Dr. Francis anymore, and it's a new woman. But I like Dr. Francis. So y'all need to figure out a way to bring him back to the show, because I enjoy him. Martell. Say what?
He'll be here later.
Oh, he will? Oh, yeah. Thanks, Jay Lee. I'm glad. That's good to hear. Because I like him. All right, y'all. So let's get to the major thing that we really, really want to talk about.
Galentine's Day.
Galentine's. Yes, we are going to talk about the Galentine's night. All right. It was a lot going on. Okay. So first things first, we had a lot. We had Destiny versus Mel. We had Tisha versus Mel. We had Destiny versus Stormy. Okay. we all pretty much know what happened. I'm not necessarily going to, well, I guess I could. Okay. So they had a Galentine's night. Everybody was invited out by Kimmy. Now, originally, Kimmy said she was going to invite Mel out to a doggone housewarming party, but she ended up doing a Galentine's night instead. Okay. Shout out to Isada. Thank you so much for the super chat. Jamie and Bondy, what's your favorite Celine Dion song? Mine was The Power of Love. Mine was the one that she did for Titanic, and I'm sorry, I can't think of the name of it. What's the name of that song?
Wherever
you are.
Yes.
What is the name of that? I don't. That's like my favorite one. Yes. Okay. Is that? Yeah. That's my favorite one. But it was another one, another slow one that I can't think of. But
another ballad that I remember that she used to sing her face off with, but I can't remember. Y'all know
the vocals are insane.
Yes, but we still, you know, it was Whitney. You know what I'm saying? You know,
definitely Whitney.
There was a handful that was considered the top 20. I want to be like,
girl, I used to be dancing with that.
Figured out that I love Whitney Houston, so it's constantly putting Whitney Houston performances in my timeline, and I live.
Yes. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Isada for the super chat. Yeah, Galentine's night. All right. First of all, Tisha came in there with her Air Force Ones, I guess you could say, with her ones on or whatnot, whatever her J's were, she had on her feet. And her Team Wife shirt. I felt like when she said she was celebrating Team Wife for me, it was already immediately to me taking a shot at Melody to let her know I stayed with my husband. You chose to divorce him. All that stuff that you said about my man. Guess what? We're still going strong. And what do you have? Right. So I feel like she was taking a shot. She definitely came there on ready. The conversations between that you know, when you saw that Tisha was coming at Mel, then you see Destiny coming at Mel. It made me think that both of the ladies had a conversation at some point with each other before arriving. Now, Tisha to interrupt Kimmy at her party and just be like, I want to go ahead and get some things out the way, and started to call out Mel for not inviting her to the slumber party, but inviting her cousin. Mel was very calm with her. And you know, of course, she called Kiki on the phone. So shout out to her for calling Kiki on the phone. But I wish Miss Tisha wouldn't have said nothing. Like if Kiki gonna lie, let her lie. Don't be like, I'm here right now, so don't lie. Like if she gonna lie anyway, just shut up and let her lie. But you know what? It made me feel like I'm here, so don't say nothing that I may have told you about Mel, so that way I won't tell Mel nothing that you said about her, type thing. Like it was just very, very awkward for me. And then Mel, of course, called Tisha a BIT because when she tried to talk to Destiny, Tisha kept interrupting. All right, Tisha stood up. I'm not gonna lie, I was proud of Tisha. I don't really see Tisha stand up for herself, so I could appreciate it in this moment. Then we get to Destiny and Mel having an argument. Destiny, this energy was a bit off for me because the energy was not presented when you originally had to sit down when Mel was presenting you with the receipts. So then you come with somebody else that you feel is backup to have on your side to go against Mel is a bit sketch for me. All right. So I didn't really like that. Then telling her, make it make sense, girl. So Mel is trying to talk. Then at another point, we see where Mel isn't interested in having a conversation, honestly, right? Stormy wants to know what happened, right? When Mel said, well, we had a friendship, Miss Destiny said had, and I didn't understand why Kimmy gave Destiny the third degree about the words had. And I said, oh, you know what? This editing. Kimmy and everybody else came to a conclusion that, hey, the ladies are going to allow each other to talk. So when Destiny interrupted Mel's moment by saying had, that's why Kimmy was calling her out, because obviously they edited it out that, hey, we're going to give everybody their time to talk. Stormy, I don't think she was coming at Destiny. I think she just wanted to know what happened, right? It seemed like, I ain't gonna say she wasn't, originally I said she was coming from an unbiased place, but obviously it's gonna look like she's biased because she's Mel's friend. But I think she was coming from a place of, I haven't been on the show and I just want to be, because Stormy even asked Mel, do you think you guys are gonna get to a better place? Stormy would like to see that. So she was trying to at least be a friend. If Kimmy couldn't do it, she was gonna try to do it. Destiny took offense when she asked asked her what happened. Asked Mel. Well, of course, Stormy wasn't going to out herself because Stormy already had the information from Melody. So I do feel like Stormy lied a bit by saying Mel never talks about y'all. Mel, we've seen on camera where she has talked about them on more than one occasion.
She didn't talk about them negatively.
That's what it was. So that's what I was going to say. Whether it was good or whether it was bad, they came up in conversation. So I felt like, Stormy, were you a little fib there? But again, I didn't see nothing wrong with what Stormy did. She was asking Destiny a question.
I said
Destiny felt sick because you're not that close friend no more. So now it's Stormy.
I think she was jealous. That's why she was acting like that. Remember, she had her arms crossed. Like she was mad that Mel had come with somebody to be her friend. But here you are with Tisha. But to me, I felt I felt like this as soon as I saw it. When Stormy started asking her, but what happened? I felt the same way when we interviewed her and we were asking her what happened. She just did not want to give us an answer. So I feel like that's the same thing that happened.
Yeah, I spliced in a clip from our interview in my review because
I saw that
the same way. I felt the same way. But I wanted to ask y'all this. Whenever y'all know when we interviewed Destiny, she said, I have never spoken negatively about Mel to Tisha. She told us that. She said, me and Tisha never talk about Mel. Do y'all feel like that was her trying to be sarcastic and take a jab because Stormy had said the exact same thing in this episode?
It seems in my head.
Stormy said the exact same thing.
Yeah, and remember she said God didn't tell her to go. She was doing a lot of that throughout the interview, making those little comments that could be referenced to things that Mel had said.
Hold on, ask that question again, Necey.
So you notice this episode, Stormy sat there and lied and said Mel never talks bad about y'all.
Okay.
When we talked to Destiny, Destiny told us, me and Tisha have never talked bad about Mel. We don't talk about Mel. And I wonder if she's like, I'm a lie about it because they lying about it. Like, we obviously know they talk about each other.
But she had already lied about it. She had lied about it beforehand, but by the time we interviewed her, it did seem, and that's what I was saying. Like, there were a few times where she would say something that Mel has said before in her answer.
So I'm going to give y'all an example, in my opinion, of what I think Destiny may have meant. So you know how, like, when people say, I think people have different layers to talking bad about somebody. So you could be talking bad about somebody as far as saying like, oh, BIT, she stayed with that man and that man cheated on her and did it. So that's bad talking, right? You're trying to down me for staying with this man. Well, I wonder if Destiny was just highlighting the fact that Mel wasn't a good friend and still probably assuming that wasn't her talking bad about her when really you were. You see what I'm saying? Like, she ended up doing an interview today that I saw with Dr. Contessa, and it was definitely subliminal, and you could tell she was talking about Mel. You know what I'm saying? So yes, correct. Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
Like an answer.
Absolutely. And really she was trying to promote her new skincare line, but Dr. Contessa hopped on the line. And it was so funny to me because I was like, that's so interesting seeing that Dr. Heavenly vocally, publicly supports Mel, and then you got Dr. Contessa over here fully supporting Contessa. I was like, bro, Dr. Contessa supporting Destiny. This is so interesting because these two ladies are supposed to get into it on Married to Medicine. So then Dr. Contessa started to praise Destiny for her success and stuff, and just pretty much letting her know how reality life is and all this other stuff, and just getting to where she is. And that's when Destiny kind of started to throw a few shots. But it started to make me think, does Destiny not consider these things as talking really bad about her? Because maybe her definition is dragging her about her relationship or dragging her about something else. But if I'm talking about some of the characteristics or whatever that you've had towards me or whatever, then maybe that's not, it's talking bad about you. But it is based on based on Mel's perception.
No, I'm saying, like, I see how you could say that, but I feel like just like Mel, Destiny is extremely intentional. And I think I know
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think wait, hold on. So
So when I was saying that when she was throwing those shots or whatnot, like like Mel, Destiny may think she's not talking bad about Mel, but I'm saying you could very well be talking about Mel badly if that's how Mel perceives that. Like, you may think what you're doing.
I'm saying that she does know what she's doing.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I feel like Destiny does know what she's doing, because I feel like you're intentionally going to specific people to talk about her that you know are going to then take that and add that to their negative story of Mel. So you're going to commiserate about her. So don't act like you're not talking negatively about her. And I want everybody to stop acting like they don't see what's going on. Like, Destiny, you were riding Mel's coattails a tad bit. She probably was in a space of being tired of that around the board because of everything that's going on in her life. The divorce, the public embarrassment, the children, trying to get yourself together. Like, that's a lot to deal with. And people still was asking for villages and for her to be there in a way that she maybe couldn't, right? So Mel could be the best friend to everybody because she's going through what she's going through. What type of friend doesn't understand that? Especially if it's something you've gone through and you waited 1 or 2 months to tell her that your divorce was finalized because you needed space and time. So I just kind of feel like they hold Mel to a different standard because Mel is a resource. So as soon as Mel decides to cut people off, they don't know how to act about that. They get upset about it. They get mad. They get jealous. And then it becomes, well, let's make Mel look bad because we're upset that she's withdrawing from us. Because I mean, I'm just saying, based off the shit that Destiny was saying when we asked her what's the problem, she said, I just wanted her to, yeah, she said she wasn't she wasn't being a village or whatever. And we, not that she wasn't being one, but just saying that she felt like she wasn't being heard about that. And to me, I feel like that's bullshit. Like, you telling me how this girl was showing up for you when you was calling and sending you money and all of this other shit. That sounds like somebody was trying to support you and it just wasn't enough. So that's why I'm more inclined to feel like Destiny really was probably being a soul suck.
I just think it's unfortunate for Destiny because Destiny was getting to a place, honestly, where she started to see the shift in her friendship with Mel. And she did not play her cards right, in my opinion, because instead of just being like, okay, maybe my friend going through something, let me give her some time, she'll come back around. She chose, in my opinion, to confide to the closest friend she had to her at the time, which was Tisha, which happens to be an on and off friend of Mel's. And that's where you went wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, if she would have just held back, like, hey, I just want to talk to you. I see we being a bit distant. Like, let's talk. I mean, did I do something? Instead, she confided in this person and then went further to have a conversation that Mel happened to catch. That's like where she went wrong.
Neither one of them can really say what happened because they both know that they fell out way before the hotel situation. But don't nobody want to say exactly what it was. I wanted to speak on Tisha though. Tisha, Jamie, you said you was proud of Tisha. I was so irritated because I want you to keep that same energy all the time. It was very much given, like y'all said, her and Destiny had a conversation before they came in. Because she just pops off, I'm here, say it to my face. Like, I ain't never seen with that type of energy a little bit. She was doing too much. And then I just loved how Mel paid her dust because you wanted to act like you had all that smoke, but it wasn't direct. That's why Mel was like, who are you speaking about? Okay, what exactly was said? Like, if you're going to come with all the smoke, address me directly or else I'm going to pay you dust. So that's why I felt like it was weak.
And why was she only mad at Mel when everybody was talking about it? And I like that Mel brought that point up. Like, so you're going to be mad at everybody because we were all talking about the picture. Like, I think it goes back to Marceau not protecting her. Like,
yes. Marceau doesn't protect her. That's the bigger issue at home. That's the issue. And that goes to Mel's point of is your husband's always on social media. And if she had these conversations with her husband, you wouldn't have all that smoke from Mel. But I do want to say Mel killed me whenever Kimmy and Tisha, did y'all see how hard Kimmy was nodding her head in agreement when Tisha said, well, why was my cousin at your house and I didn't know y'all was cool?
I just felt the way about Kimmy.
And you felt the way about Kimmy in agreement?
Yeah, it was too much of nodding and smiling for me the entire time everything was happening.
Yes, Jamie. She was smiling because you could tell her and Tisha had conversations about Mel as well. So when Bondy says Mel is a resource, like, that's true. But at the same time, Mel does do some things where I'm like, okay, you definitely wanted Kiki there to be in conversation about Marceau. Yeah. And ain't nothing wrong with it. We can just say what it is. We can say what it is. So I'm just like, okay, these are two situations where both of y'all are being talked about with on again, off again, ops or enemies. Tisha and Destiny in the hotel room talking about Mel. Mel talking with Tisha and her, I guess, want to get in where she fit in cousin, not in her presence. There's two situations where they're both wrong, but I do think Tisha is the most full of shit, and I can see it more clearly because the people do use Mel as a resource. They really do.
Shout out to Ashley R for the super chat. Destiny never gives a straight answer and tries to say Mel can't say what was said, and using the op word and Kiki's issue to deflect what she's done. What does Kiki being at her house got to do with you? I also didn't like her bringing up the op. I was like, what that? Why would you do that? Like, why would you say that? She was like continuing to trigger Tisha.
And she knew he was going to do that. That's why she was sitting there smiling when Mel called Tisha a bitch, because then it made Mel look like the out of control person that she wants everybody to see her as.
I wasn't mad that she called her a bitch though, because
I wasn't either.
I was on, like, if I was her, I would have been on my last straw, because I truly believe whatever Destiny and Mel was going through could have been fixed. But because Destiny showed her stripes and, somewhat seem unloyal, it's like, Tisha, why do you keep popping in when this ain't got nothing to... And Destiny is doing that too. Destiny is mad. So I feel like she keeps trying to flex that Mel has named Tisha an op. And that's not even a part of the breakdown of her and Mel's friendship. So if she could have just kept it one-on-one, this is me and Mel's beef, it would have been handled. But the fact that you keep trying to drag other people into it and get them emotionally invested because Mel called somebody an enemy or an op, to me, that's a buzzword, that's a trigger word, regardless of if Mel said it or not.
Now, I did want Mel to jump in and say, and I did. I wanted her to confirm what Destiny said instead of saying, I don't mind you being friends with her. No, you kind of did. You may not have, but when she started having conversations about you, you should have told them both at that table, because for me, I just felt like son them. Neither one of y'all would even have an opportunity if it wasn't for Miss Melody Holt. So don't be trying to, you are op. And what are you going to do about it? The energy she gave me on her live today, I wanted her to have that energy in their face. Because what are you going to do about it?
I think we're going to get it next week. Because that's what she was talking about. They put out that trailer, and that's when she's telling Tisha, Marceau cheats all the time, and you know about it, and you don't, and you don't care, whatever she said. Like, that's why she went in her neck like that, because it was like she was getting tired. And I think this is the thing about Tisha, and this is what aggravates me. Tisha very much knew that Martell was cheating on Melody ahead of time. I think that's the deep-rooted issue that Mel has with Tisha, is that she feels like you knew what was going on. We was friends. You didn't tell me. And I feel like Tisha, somebody, I think it might have been Lilith that said Tisha probably low-key felt bad about that shit back then, which is why it was like, well, my husband wouldn't do that. My husband would never do that. My husband, he would never get caught up how your husband got caught up, and you was trying to act like your husband was the shit. Like, that was Tisha's mindset behind the situation with Martell. So I just kind of feel like you know what's going on, and you just don't want to admit that's what's going on. And Mel is looking at you like, girl, we all know, so why do you keep trying to make it seem like I'm trying to hurt you by putting it out there? Well, we all already know about your dude, which is that he's just smarter than Martell.
Right. Jay Lee, any thoughts? I'm sorry, we've been going for a minute.
I was like,
my bad.
Y'all said it all. It's okay. No, it's good. I was back here, you know what I'm saying? Having a conversation. We good.
Okay. Nothing to add?
I feel like when Mel went live today and she explained the reason she called Tisha a bitch, it made sense. Like, don't speak on my kids. I think that Tisha has the way of wanting to do things and play victim when she's not innocent. I think no one is innocent in any of this. I think Mel, Destiny, Tisha have all played their roles in the demise of all the friendships. I just think that it does seem like this season that Tisha and Destiny came in with an agenda. I think with Mel, it's like Mel to me is kind of man of her business or whatever. Still not being a bit messy with Kiki, but still man of her business. I think she's still solo dolo, where we can see for a fact that Destiny and Tisha are working together, like point blank period. And I just, even with Stormy, when Stormy went live and Stormy explained that I was asked because I wanted to know, because they were talking so long and no one would say what happened. I want to know. So why I do think the edit made her look more messy than what it was. I think her intentions were genuine because, you know, I brought up how Tiffany was there and didn't say shit. So I like how Stormy Elise, you know, made a point to make herself be in the scene, like, and asking relevant questions, whether they're sitting back and not saying anything. So I like the fact that Stormy is a new castmate who isn't afraid to get into the bullshit of it all, but also hold her own. I think she could have easily beat Destiny's ass if need be. I think it would have been a little bit of a tussle, but I like her energy. I think seeing her live made me realize, because they think, oh, she's a puppet. She's not a puppet. Because if she was, she wouldn't have cared what Destiny's point was. Like, her asking to find out, okay, what's your side of things means she's not trying to be only on male side. So I just hope going forward we can figure out, what did they say? Why you still, and also, I'm not begging no bitch to be my friend. If you told me we not cool, we not cool. I don't care what you told Kimmy about me. I give no fucks because you told me yourself, you know, that we okay, well, but we good. So I didn't like how Destiny, in my opinion, tried to make a scene. Destiny, in my opinion, tried to make Tisha and Kiki's issue her issue. I didn't like that. Keep it to you and Mel. Like how Kiki and Tisha and Mel handled that has nothing to do with the reason Mel don't like you. I don't think for any moment that it was one issue that broke them up. So I hate that she's like focusing on, well, because she's your enemy. No, it was before that. We know that. So I just wish it was more clarification on why y'all all acting like y'all don't know what's the issue. Y'all all fell apart.
Right.
Yeah. That's all.
Okay. Well, that's that on our TV talk. Okay, let's go ahead and quickly transition over to our gossip talk. Okay, so let's go ahead and, well, real quick, make sure y'all like the video too. Okay, and then we're gonna get into some gossip chat. Like the video. All right, you guys, we have about 1,000 people over here in the chat. So please make sure that you all are liking the video as we get into the gossip chat. First off, real quick, want to talk to you guys about Cardi B and Nicki Minaj. Cardi B recently attended a party where the DJ, and I believe his name is DJ Clue, ended up actually shouting out Nicki Minaj. And I actually thought Nicki Minaj was in the building. He was like, shout out to Nicki Minaj being in the building. And then they played one of Nicki's recent singles. Cardi B was over there just bobbing to the single, enjoying herself without issue. Meanwhile, you got Offset over there looking off like, who the hell in the building? Like, who is it? Then you got a partner standing next to Offset shaking his head like, hell no, looking at Cardi like, don't dance to that, don't bob to that. So basically, it seemed like the DJ was kind of throwing a little shade or being a bit messy with Cardi B hosting that party and shouting out Miss Nicki Minaj. So this is what Cardi actually ended up saying. Okay, check this out.
Hold on. What's down? How the doing today? We gonna talk about who's in the building tonight? Cause we were all the smoke, you heard? We got dangerous tonight. We getting dangerous tonight, DJ. Are we getting dangerous tonight? Big Brand in the building. Big Brand in the building, right?
All right, you could tell that Cardi was a bit upset, but people ended up coming out. I think it could have been Hollywood Unlocked or the Neighborhood Talk, saying that it had nothing to do with Nicki Minaj, which is why she responded in that manner. It didn't have anything to do with Nicki or the announcement of Nicki. It more so had things to do with the DJ, I guess, like saying gang type of things out of his mouth. Right. I don't know how true that is, but that's what the Neighborhood Talk said that they received exclusively from somebody close to Cardi. Now, the DJ actually ended up coming out giving his piece, so we'll let him go ahead and speak before we get to the ladies' thoughts.
I'm reading so many stories and narratives about things that happened and didn't happen, and I just want to clear the air. I prepared a little statement that I'm going to read, and hopefully it does just that. Last night in the club, a promoter, manager passed me along information to shout out, and unknowingly I ran with it. I never meant any disrespect to Cardi B, Offset, their family, friends, or fans in any way, shape, or form. It was an honest mistake, and I feel horrible about it. Normally, that's something that I would never do. I always check and double check information, but I was caught up in what I thought was a hip-hop moment. I accept my responsibility for what happened and send my heartfelt apologies to Cardi B and Offset. I meant no malice. It was definitely no setup. I was simply there to rock the party, which is what I do.
All right, you guys. So you just heard
rock the party.
Right. You just heard the DJ. I want to hear you all's quick thoughts about that. For me, I will just say I don't think the DJ was just following along with what was passed to him. I feel like where DJ booths are, and maybe not all the time, I feel like they able to at least see who in the building. I could be wrong, but I feel like he knew Nicki wasn't in that building, and he was being shady for sure. What are you all's thoughts about it? I feel like he did it on purpose.
I feel like if it wasn't him, it was whoever handed him the paper. But I felt like it was him before I heard him talk because of the way they were playing the music, and then she started getting Buck on the mic, and then they started playing her song. Remember when she was like, "Are we getting on some gangster shit? Like, what we doing?" And then he started playing, "There's some hoes in this." I was like,
right.
"Oh." So he didn't say anything. He just started playing the song. Now, if he really didn't intentionally do that, I feel like he would have got on the mic and been like, "My bad, somebody passed me some bullshit. There's no disrespect." He would have said that shit. He got a mic. He the DJ. So I personally feel like he probably did that shit on purpose. And a lot of people do shit like that. A lot of them are barbs. A lot of these older DJs are barbs, and they do shit like this to me because it's like, oh, I want to show, who my girl is. You here, but I want to show who my girl is. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Either way, I don't feel like it was no big deal that she got on the mic and said what she said after that happened. Like, all she said was, "I'm the one that's in this motherfucker, and we ain't gonna get into no extra shit, are we? Oh, all right then. I guess we good. Let's go." And she gave the nigga the mic, and they went on with the rest of the party. So, I mean, I don't see what the big deal is.
Right.
Yeah, I don't see what the big deal is either. Because I was just about to ask if he did call her Nicki on purpose, what was he trying to achieve? Like, I don't know. I don't think it's a big deal. Who knows? I don't know. Cardi was turned up, so I don't know if she was lit or if she thought it was.
I don't think she was really paying attention to it at first. Like, she was just like, when they said it, she was just chilling and shit. I think had to tell her what was going on, because I think she might have thought the bitch was in the room. Like, you can't see. But I think it was to me, I feel like if I could see it as being shade. I could definitely see
it. I don't know. I guess I would have to be there, but I don't really feel no ways about this. This sound blown out of proportion. Not unless it's like some much deeper beef there that we don't know about.
Right. Jaylee?
Nobody mistakes Cardi for Nicki and vice versa, but it's still, bullshit on both ends. But luckily, everybody made it home to their families.
Right.
They both look so different in this picture, though.
They do. So I don't even know why he would say that. Somebody was being messy as hell. It's just
whether it was the DJ. Themselves.
You say what? Oh, they look different.
I mean, different from themselves.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
Not from each other. Like, they don't. Neither one of them really even look like this no more.
Oh my. Well, okay.
Fortunate.
Ain't it? Let's scoot over. Oh my. Let's get to DaBaby and Danny Lay, which happens to be DaBaby mama. All right. She recently dropped a single, or coming out with a single, regarding the baby. Y'all know he ended up airing her out on to the internationally. Okay. He aired her out internationally, embarrassed her on an international scale, saying how she was never his girl but a side chick. But at the end of the day, she's still your baby mama. So why would you want to embarrass her to that type of capacity? Okay. So she's finally kind of coming out and speaking after kind of like hiding, and after her brother getting jumped or whatever. She has a song about the baby, and she recently did an interview with Angie Martinez, right? She spoke on the experience with the baby and how her child has been, or her relationship, or how she's grown since she's had her child, right? So she came out, she did this great interview with Angie Martinez. Shortly after she did that, the baby mama Mimi came out clowning her for stalking her, right? So she came out saying what she had to say, and it seems like the baby came out after Mimi confirming that Danny Lay was stalking her at some point. So let me just go ahead and play for you guys what it is that the baby had to say when he spoke after Danny did her interview recently.
I was gonna respond a different way, but I gathered myself and I decided to respond this way. First of all, I feel like you waited too late. I told you back in December you should capitalize off the situation, so I feel like that's a bad move. I also feel like it's a green move for your label to have you do drop the interview the same time you dropping a new song. I feel like y'all kind of showing y'all hand. I feel like y'all should have put that together better. I also feel like before we got on your brother ass, you were just at the London with me that whole week getting busy. And I also feel like you should tell them folks the real reason why I put you out is because you were stalking my other baby mama, and that shit was affecting, my relationship with my princess, my big girl. And that's why I had to make the adjustments, back in November. I'm grown, I'm an adult, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't gotta coexist with nobody who too toxic for me and who don't serve me well, you know what I'm saying? So I owe the world no explanation for that. But even, when I could have cleared my name, I took the high road, and I ain't tripping about that. I'm proud of that. Because I could have smashed on all that, but that would have, that would have left Shorty, and I ain't with that. I don't want Shorty broken. I just didn't want you around me no more, you know what I'm saying? And just like today, I was finna have another birthday party for my princess. You done got on her line playing. Just like before, you affected my relationship, with my other children, because now you see you causing stuff over here. You need to stay over there where you at. You see what I'm saying? But sell your records, do your thing. And there's a whole lot more I could say, but I'm not gonna say none of it at all. It's all good. I just want to get on here and just speak my piece. You know what I'm saying? I'm speaking my piece all year. I'm speaking my piece all 2022. See what I'm saying? So now I'm gonna go get back on set and get back to work. I call my baby in a minute. Hopefully you let me talk to her. So nigga.
All right, that was the toxic baby daddy there. It was interesting, but not surprising to hear him say that he and Danny Lay were still getting busy before he jumped her brother. So this would be after the incident took place where he embarrassed her on social media. Watching the interview she did with Angie Martinez lets me know that she still got a whole lot of feelings for this man. And I don't know, I feel like they still bang, 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 do that thing. And then she going back about her business. I feel like she probably understands it more of what the situation is. I hate it for her because when she finally does move on, I feel like he's not going to allow her to fully be at peace. He's a baby Future. Right? I feel like Future still be coming for Sierra. She married and had 2 children. And he giving me baby Future. Like, what are you all's thoughts about this situation?
The baby is an asshole. What I hate about this situation is the fact that because she made that song, people won't see it for her. But how he speaks about her is aggravating because you talking about her still fucking you. You were still fucking her. If you put her out for a reason, why you still fucking her? So if she dumps, so are you. So when he aggravates me, he is gaslighting her, and he won't allow her to move on. The fact that she went back to you, what she said in the interview that she went back to him many times, as we all have to somebody one day or the other. It's like, stop. I don't like that no one is addressing his toxic behavior to her. Even how her interview was just about how it was a bad situation, I should have did this or that, but he didn't come on and want to speak about them still fucking. So what? Like, you still fucking her, bro. She not still fucking you. And for him to try to blame her for the reason that the other kids' mamas won't, or I don't know how many other kids he has or whatever, but the other kids' parent or whatever not letting him see kids, that ain't on her. That's on them. If your other kids' mamas is being dumb because of her, then they stupid. So I just hate how he treated her. I'm like, nigga, you the villain. You the villain. She was dumb too. And I'm like, and I'm not saying that she wasn't dumb in her time, but I'm looking like, if she wants to move on from that, let that. But I feel like he is the toxic one who keeps making it seem like she is the villain. Like, no, nigga, you the villain. At the end of the day.
Even whenever she was explaining why she made that Yellowbone song, it's because of dudes like the baby. He put her on a pedestal against his baby mama because she was lighter skinned. She was just bird enough to believe it, like a lot of girls are. And now that he's done with her, he's trying to discard her and let her know that if he ain't gonna eat her alive, the internet is gonna do it too. I really can't stand this little man. I really can't. I used to like him before he spoke, but I cannot stand this man at all.
Bondy?
I I found it even hard to listen to him talk during that video. I think he's a bad person. I think that anybody that has had children for him, especially girl children, has done themselves a disservice. Their children may be beautiful, but he will break their hearts. He does not care about any of these women as far as I'm concerned, because if he would treat one of them the way he talks about her, he'll treat all of them like that. Like, y'all, that's like, he has no integrity. Do you really think that that girl knew she was a side chick to him? No, he was telling her that she was better than the previous baby mama because she was light skinned or red bone or whatever the fuck, and she was being a bird and feeling good about that and decided to make a song. He probably was antagonizing bullshit between the two of them, saying that the girl said something about her and all of that type of shit. Because niggas like him thrive off the women in their lives being in discord, so that those women never come together and realize that he, you know, an ain't shit ass nigga that they don't need to spend any of their time with at all. Like, not smashing them. I don't even really feel like he should be around those children. Because to me, like, when those little girls grow up, come on, y'all. Do you really see the baby being a supportive father to those girl children that he has? Or is he going to use those girls against the moms the way he already does? Y'all remember when Danny Lay left the apartment? And he had the baby right after that. He was holding the baby and rocking the baby, and the way he was talking about her, just all this disingenuous, fake ass, I don't give a fuck attitude bullshit that he likes to do. You know, even when he was talking about how she put out her album and put out her song at the wrong time. Nigga, you're not about to sit up here and sun her, call her a side chick, then, like, just talk mad shit about the girl. Then you're going to jump her, oh, I was still fucking her and I jumped her brother. Like, you're a derelict. Like, nobody should be trying to procreate with you. You have no value whatsoever. I don't care how much money you have. Like, that type of mentality, that type of lack of emotional intelligence on his part is dangerous as fuck, especially to girl children. So I'm just looking at Danny Lay and any other woman that has a baby by him. Like, I don't know why you did that to yourself.
Shout out to the second baby mama, because she be low key as hell. She be like, I don't want none of that drama. Like, I don't even know who that girl is to this day. I know the first one and the last one.
Because even after the interview, I know Mimi was on her IG saying stuff too, and I still feel like he played both of them against each other. So it's like you got them two beefing because of your bullshit, because you was fucking them both. So it's aggravating that Danny Lay allowed the baby to make her into this villain because she believed his bullshit, and then she did dumb shit which fucked her over. So he fucked you over because you listened to him. But I'm like, for sure,
who was wearing who clothes?
Who was doing my clothes?
Yeah, who was wearing? Was it Danny wearing Mimi clothes, or was Mimi wearing Danny clothes?
They probably both wearing each other clothes. They both wearing his dick.
Good night.
At all.
Oh,
No,
well,
this
all
is
right.
It's
DICK.
aggravating when it's like when men pit women against each other, and what it's like you pitted a light skinned chick against your brown skinned other woman, and it became a skin tone or a race issue. You know what I'm saying? And a complexion issue, and it's fucked up. And I'm like, you can tell that he was in probably both their ears, this and the other one, and Danny was dumb enough to do a song about it. So I'm like,
it was absolutely manipulation.
It's crazy.
Very crazy. Very sad. And speaking of crazy, going into our final story, Miss Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez. Let's talk about this real quick because reports are swirling around that Miss Megan Thee Stallion did not get popped by Tory, but it was confirmed that she actually ended up getting, actual glass in her foot. All right. So that is the report that is swirling around for the people. So, a lot of blogs are taking this and running with it. But I think that Miss Girl still got popped, even if glass is in her foot. All right. And I still think that he may have had something to do with that. So, yeah, no. What are you all's thoughts?
Jamie, did you read the paper that the police report that was going around?
I skimmed it, I'll be honest.
Okay, so I skimmed it as well. And one of the things that jumped out to me was the 4 bullet casings that was found. They said they found 4 rounds on the scene. So if it was only glass, you guys, why did they also find rounds on the ground from bullet frag? Like why are we?
Well, that's why I came up with 2 scenarios. I read that report and I saw that it was 4 rounds around her, and I do think it's possible that he still shot her. I do, because none of the blogs are clarifying if it was glass. Oh, they did.
A lot of people took it down, or On Site was the only one that I saw put up like the correction, which was the difference was one of them was a police report that was done before Megan went to the hospital. So it said what she said happened, which was that she stepped on glass. If you actually go to the medical report, then they'll see they found 3 bullet fragments in her foot, major bullet fragments in her foot. And honestly, y'all, I will always go back to the picture. I will never forget the picture that she posted the night that the shit happened. She posted the picture, either it was the night the shit happened or like the next day when everybody started questioning her story. She posted the picture of her foot and the bullet that they had taken out like right next to it. So I don't know why this is even like up for discussion at this point.
Right.
Yeah.
And go ahead, Necey.
So I was saying, I feel like whenever they posted the blog post, I was like, okay, wow, it could be one or 2 things. He shot her in the foot and she stepped on glass, or either he had intentions on shooting her, her adrenaline was high and she stepped on glass. I really don't know, but I do think that the blog postings are super duper misleading, and I think it's super interesting that they took the post down now. And
but
did Tory even say anything?
He didn't say that because he can't. He gonna get fined again. But what's so interesting is that the blogs, like, it's a good thing for Megan to see this, in my opinion, to see these blogs really ain't your friend and they really not for you. High key, because they were so quick to run with this particular story. But when it comes to Nicki Minaj, my dear, they're very careful of not posting certain things on their pages regarding her husband or whatever case she may have going on. So it's just a clear identifier that they're not your friends. But I actually wanted to allow a lawyer to speak. If you don't want to, believe what we're saying, maybe you'll believe what it is that this lawyer has to say regarding this particular case. So let me go ahead and play this before we close out.
On tonight's episode of Clear the Cap, we're going to discuss the Tory Lanez headline that's making the rounds today. You've probably seen the headline. It says a little something like this: new records from doctor confirm that Meg Thee Stallion cut her foot on glass that night. That's all cap. I'm going to tell you why. First of all, these are not new records. These are old records. It's a police report. In the police report, what it says is that the ER physician who treated Meg that night reported to police that he treated her for a foot injury caused by stepping on glass. So the headline sounds pretty right. However, it's all cap. Here's why. Later that night, she was seen by a second physician. That physician was an orthopedic surgeon. He wrote a report that he performed a surgery on her to treat a gunshot injury, and in the course of the surgery, he removed bullet fragments from her foot. So the headline is all capped. However, it's still free Tory Lanez on this side. Here's why. The LAPD doesn't have those bullet fragments. The hospital records say that they turned over the bullet fragments to LAPD. Where are those fragments now? LAPD can't tell you. Going to be very hard to use those fragments as evidence against him if you can't find them. And this is why I continue to believe that while Megan Thee Stallion may have been shot and while she may be a victim, that's not the issue at trial. It's just not. The issue at trial is, can the prosecutors prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Tory Lanez pulled out a gun and shot at her and hit her? And I think the answer to that is 100% no. Because when you consider the eyewitness testimony and the inconsistencies of Megan Thee Stallion's statements, this should not, and the fact that the cops, didn't even look at any social media to corroborate their investigation. They didn't talk to any of the witnesses at the house party to see what was going on there. None of that. That's a weak investigation, an inconsistent statement from the victim, and an eyewitness who disputes everything the cops and the victim are saying. That case should get dropped, if you ask me. The report that Meg Thee Stallion hospital records confirm, that's cap. But this case should get dropped. I don't think they could prove beyond a reasonable doubt Tory did it.
Well, you just heard what the attorney just had to say, but in reference to confirming that Miss Girl was popped, she was. All right, so there's that. What you say, J. Lee? Go ahead.
They need this. The fact that people are trying to just discredit Meg is she got shot. Period. They cannot even take a court. They can't make a court case if there's no evidence of a shooting. They would not take it to court if they thought it was glass. It's just, and people like to run with shit like it wasn't glass. How would she get glass on the heel of her foot like that to make that kind of a hole? It doesn't make any sense at all. And people don't get the police report is initially before anything is done. It's what's being told to people. So it's just, I want them to stop reporting on this and let it go to court. Because all of these people who don't believe Meg will not believe her. Those support Tory will just keep supporting her. Keep supporting him. And to me, it's triggering to Meg to have to keep hearing people come at her about what she went through. It's like, let this shit go to court. All these other fake ass private eyes, no. It's going to court for a reason because it was evidence of a fucking shooting. She got shot. Point blank, period. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Let that be that.
It's funny to me how we can say there are bullet fragments on the scene in the police report, a hole in her foot from a bullet wound, and we can still say that. I don't know if they could prove this though. That shit is crazy. But I'm gonna tell you what's even crazier to me is this is the reason why women won't like. This is why she lied. This is why initially she said I stepped on glass, because not only is she trying to protect him, but she's also feeling like they may not believe me, even though this is fucking apparent. Because look at this situation. This shit is crazy, y'all. Like, people are really arguing this. The lawyer that just spoke, I understand what he's saying, but at the same time, I feel like her lawyers are probably good lawyers. They would not take the case if they don't think that they could prosecute it. You know what I'm saying? And Tory, I think Tory is exactly who we think he is. He's a little cover up. Thank you, Andrea. That's what I wanted to say. I was trying to remember exactly what I wanted to say. That's what I think. I think somebody's paying for these things to disappear. Remember, they were saying that his fingerprints, that shit was inconclusive. There was some confusion
no gunpowder
about that.
residue.
Yes, the gunpowder residue, that shit. Then the witness corroborating story that goes against what Meg said, but then they said there was somebody else that actually saw all of them attacking Meg. So it's a whole bunch of like conflicting stories that don't make sense either way. But that's what makes me feel like Tory Lanez or somebody is trying to affect the outcome of this case, not only with those types of things, you know, the things that's going on with the actual case, but also with the media. Why would y'all put that story out from old information? And then with those two conflicting, like every time I looked it up, y'all, I was on live looking that shit up, and it was the same piece of paper across several different websites. And if you actually read what it said, which I feel like a lot of people did not, you would have realized it was cap. because it was a police report. And then when I finally did find the medical records, it still said that they were bullet fragments. So it was just kind of like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know, but it feels like someone is trying to push a narrative very like pushing it hard. Pushing it hard.
Well, there's that, guys. Hopefully we get the answer soon, and this entire case comes to a conclusion this year. All right. But in the meantime, we appreciate you all, okay, for joining us tonight on the Ooh Ladies First panel. All right. Definitely went longer than we were expecting, but we hope that you all had a great time. Okay. We had over 900 people in the chat today, so we definitely hope that the likes reflect that. All right. If you'd like to follow us on social media, please be sure to do that on Twitter and Instagram at Bondy Blue, at Jaylee's Corner, at Jami ThatsMe, and at Necey Dixon. You also can follow the Ooh Ladies First panel on Twitter and Instagram at Ooh Ladies First. All right. If you have any questions or anything, feel free to send us an email. All right. We definitely enjoyed our time with you. We hope that you all did the same. And on your way out, please don't forget to like that video.